That's what I'm talking about. The hype is real. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Pen and Pixels. It is episode 184 of Pen and Pixels. I am your host, Arvin Elleron, and this is our show D&D with GOG Storm King's Thunder. We look at story and narrative in games every Tuesday from 4 to 7 p.m. Eastern, and assuming I don't choke on water going down the wrong pipe. We are here with you today as we return with Dungeons & Dragons with GOG Storm King's Thunder as tabletop role-playing is upon us, and I hope you are as excited as I am. Before we get started, just a couple of reminders about ways that you can support the stream and the channel. If you haven't done so already, please consider following us here at GOG. We have a lot of wonderful streamers for you, a lot of wonderful, beautiful, awesome people that do all kinds of different kinds of streams and games and things like that for your education and amusement. So please check us out and follow us. And also, if you can, consider subscribing to our channel as well, because over here we have a lot of our streamers here will be supported by that. So if you're able to support us, a lot of us will get access to that. So thank you for any support you can give. Plus, you get awesome emotes and DRM free, style emotes and things like that. So that would be lovely if you'd be willing to join us for that. And last but certainly not least, please consider jumping on board with us as we do stuff on our individual channels as well. So please check us out on our individual channels where we have Patreons and subsystems and things like that. And also, while I am on the subject, wait for it. There we go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. While I am on the subject, I do also want to mention, just very quickly, I want to send a thanks and a shout out to all of the lovely people who supported me during the Icarus and Jelinek Kickstarter. We did indeed fund. We made it. We had a big rally on that last day. The streamathon that I did over on my channel, which was basically into the RPG verse, with Pyron Jade as one of the people who was there, along with Terry Tunes, and then Trendane and Video Store Cowboy, who are two of my regulars / game masters / players and campaigns that I run. All of those folks were amazing. Pyron did a great job. We actually went through 6 different tabletop systems over the course of the 10 hours or whatever it is that we went, and we did end up funding. It was $13,500, and we ended up funding at $13,694. So thanks to everyone who made that possible. I know that the GOG community was a big part of that, so thank you all so much. I should mention that the backer kit for Icarus is now up, so if you missed the Kickstarter and you would like to pre-order, and you'd like to get some of that sweet stuff you can get, like the paperbacks, the hardbacks, the ebooks, and so forth, even the special edition versions, you can do that by checking out Icarus Backer Kit, which would be lovely if you're willing to do that. And again, but thank you all so much for putting up with me while I was talking about this over the last couple of weeks. And I am now back from my trip from the West Coast. I am back here out east, where I have been gradually catching up. It's been kind of a crazy few weeks between the Kickstarter, family stuff, traveling, and all that. So I am back here, and I'm back, and I'm happy about that, because I have stuff that we're going to be catching up on. So over the next 2 hours and 45 minutes or so, roughly speaking, we will be joined by the incredible D&D with GOG crew. And so with no further ado, I'm going to unmute myself so that they can hear that I'm talking, and then I'm going to unmute them. And then I'm going to move right over there to over to the crew, which currently has not quite everybody, because we don't know where Pyron is. We thought that Pyron was joining us today. She should be here. I know that she's on, early vacation. She's on vacation, but I thought that she gave us we had one day where she would join us and everything else. So I hope everything is okay and she's feeling fine. We will get hopefully her back to play Greta Guldenfire. But in the meantime, I told the party it's fine, because they'll just have a combat to deal with no cleric. So I'm sure that'll be fine. I can't see what would go wrong under any circumstances.
It'll be fine.
It'll be good stuff. So in the meantime, we will go on, of course, right down the line to the next person who is with us. And that, of course, is the lovely and wonderful, there we go, the lovely and wonderful, I was about to say Selsigmar, and then I realized that of course, is his character, and that, of course, is Darksaber Duque. What is up,
I
Saber?
also fully support 8-Bit taking over for Pyron for one night only.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Maybe she thought I'd replace today. I thought I could set myself on fire. Well, I have solutions.
It's like wrestling, where you have guest general managers. Just you just pick someone out of the roster, and you're just you're the general manager tonight. You make the matches.
Oh my God, it's 8-Bit with a steel chair. there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually have I will have I may have a solution to this. We will see. But in the meantime, while we're thinking about this, how are you doing, Darksaber? How's life in the universe and everything, and how are
I
you, sir?
am doing good, losing pretty much all of my free time to Red Dead Redemption 2 at the moment, aka Horse Poop Simulator.
Yes. That and the horse falling is
Oh,
worth
yeah.
the price of admission
Yeah.
by itself, by the way.
Yeah, what would you like? Horse-ageddon.
Horse-ageddon. Nay. I'm sorry. Apologize.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll be here all
And
the
I
week.
will be filling in as our team's moral compass tonight as Celtic Man.
Woo!
Well, it's
Stick with me,
about
team.
time.
Fortune and glory awaits.
It's about time.
I was joking with him before we actually got started about the fact that he's gone all corporate. Like he wants to run casinos and Celsig is all like, he's all like sunglasses and suits now. And so I just don't know if, I feel like his reputation now is taking a hit. Now he's just all like Joe Pesci in Casino, right? I just don't know. I don't know if that's the case. We will see.
But he's got a suit made of money, so
Right, exactly. That's my point.
He's gone properly corporate.
Exactly.
He's basically like it's Rogue of Wall Street at this point.
Yes.
I love it.
Does the
That's
moral
where I'm
compass
going.
point due south? I hope the moral compass points due south, Sherry. We will see. But it's always a pleasure to have Darksaber with us. And you should definitely check out the Red Dead Redemption 2 streams. Have been a lot of fun. You should check him out on his channel as well, and of course on here. And moving right on down the line, we have a gentleman who has not had any busyness at all. Everything has just been really easy and simple for Screaming Joypad Mike has just been chilling, just sort of hanging out, eating grapes and lying in a hammock and all that. I may be just a little facetious. How's life been, Mike? How have you been?
Well, I got all my swear words out earlier, but it's been very, 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 very busy. So there's been some cool stuff, and there's been some not so cool stuff. I'm not gonna talk about the not so cool stuff. Some of the cool stuff is we went on holiday, which was really nice. Had a beautiful time in the south coast of England. Anybody there from the south coast of England, you have a beautiful part of the countryside. And I want to move there and live there forever. One of my latest courses went live on LinkedIn Learning. Wearing my t-shirt right now. What's going on?
Well, Pyron just showed up.
Sorry. You're okay.
A wild pirate appeared.
You can say, well, I'm not even powdered my face. What happened is I played Divinity Original Sin 2 and things went wrong. And I was just totally invested in that game and didn't know the time or the day. And I'm sorry.
This is totally the fault of Divinity Original Sin 2. I get it. I get it.
How many times have we heard that? Like, that's been running, like, we've all...
And then 8-Bit sent me a message on my mobile phone. And I was like, huh?
Well, we didn't really know how to reach you, so we were like,
8-Bit does it.
Potentially having a 8-Bit stepping in for you, which would have been fun.
Which would have been amusing, exactly.
He is the designated adult, so that would have been fine. I'm sorry, dudes. I am. It's just...
I get it. It's totally fine. Let me let Mike finish up his introduction, poor guy, and then we'll let Tasty Chai do hers, and then I will go back up to you. So, but I'm glad that you're here, Pyron. Just one of many surprises today, chat. Get ready for them. They're going to be coming. So I'm glad you had a nice time on holiday, Mike. And
Yes.
who are you playing today, and that sort of thing?
I am playing Urash, the half-orc barbarian, who is a devout follower of Tempest. He may or may not also be cursed, and may or may not also be incredibly just cut loose with safety. He's a HR nightmare at this stage. He's a health and safety nightmare gone bad. I was kind of tempted to let Celsig be the moral compass of this adventure, just to see how many times he just sort of goes, "Big guy, get him," and I just like, "Oh, okay, boss."
Yeah.
He just turned me into his personal muscle. But no,
I've got an Urash.
Yeah, yeah, I've got an Urash. We've got a Hulk.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, the funny thing about the moral compass is that he was going to be, when you were not here, Pyron, Saber was saying that Celsic was going to be the moral compass of the group. So that lasted for about 45 seconds. A glorious 45
I
seconds
don't know
it
what
was.
you're talking about. Celsic is the moral compass of the group.
That explains quite a bit
Depends on where
about
the
the
compass
group.
is pointing to.
Yes,
That
that's right.
explains-
Sharian said it was pointing due south. That's a good point. Yeah.
Explained a lot.
I dig it. It is very good to have, of course, Mike Screaming Joypad with us. Moving right on down the line, of course, we have got the inimitable and not at all boiling in the temperatures where she's living, Tasty Chai. How are you, Tasty Chai? I'm sorry that you moved to an area of the world where everything is freezing and cold. I'm sorry that's how that happened. No, I mean, I was on Lurking where Chai was playing something and she was just like, it's so hot, boiling death. So apparently it's boiling in Utah. Is this true? It's like ridiculously hot.
Well, it's been very, very warm. I don't know, like in normal temperature measurements, but in American Freedom Units, it has been high 90 all week.
We call
and
those
it's been
AFUs,
awful.
by the way.
Well, I just hate it. I am not a warm temperatures person. I come from the very cold north, and I prefer that. So this has been hard for me. But anyway, I am playing River tonight, a silver dragonborn who is a very, very, very excitable dragonborn. Also a member of the Harpers, and kind of, I think, battered and bruised. I think that happened.
Yes.
Very, very battered and bruised, yes. But she had a great time. So that's all that matters.
Yeah, exactly. She had a lovely time while being battered and bruised. But
Yes.
I would say that it's been an exciting little while for her. So
Yeah.
I think it should be good. She's got actually 12 out of 37 hit points. But I mean, it's fine. She's
It's
hanging in
fine.
there.
She'll be fine.
She'll be fine. But it is awesome, always awesome to have Chai on here, and always awesome to have the whole crew, including the person who has just arrived after leaving Divinity Original Sin 2 behind. And that, of course, is, I mean, like, see, nobody, that no one on chat is going to be like, what? They're going to be like, they're all like, how are you late? Oh, Divinity. Oh, yeah, well, sure. I mean, you got invested in a game, and that's understandable. Like, we've all been there. So, I mean, we all get it. But how are you, Pyron? How was life? Do we want to know what you were, like, what was so investing about it? Like, was there just a particular moment or just, like, the whole game?
Things were going wrong.
were
I was just
going
like,
wrong.
no, not like this. No, I don't, no, not now. Oh, God. And so
Right.
I was like, and it went from one catastrophe to the next somehow. And yeah, so that's a thing that happened. It will be fine. I made a save game really quickly. I called it ACK, and I will continue there next time.
That's funny. I think that's what we did last time on this.
And yeah, so that's the thing. And Ebenezer is going to get me food really quick because I was like, I will just fix this and then I'm gonna eat. And yeah, so I'm not. I'm kind of not ready. But I'm fine. I'm on vacation and we're doing really nice things, and I'm a really happy person.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad. Yeah, and she totally deserves it. I appreciate that she is taking time off from her small vacation to be with us, after which she will really vanish and not be around for a while, and it will be totally up to 8-Bit to run all of us. And 8-Bit has already explained that once he has taken over, he's said that will miss you very much, and that when you get back, he will immediately relinquish control back to you without question, completely. Yeah.
Yes.
But it's awesome to have Pyron with us, and it's awesome to have the whole team with us. And as I say, I may have a little bit of a surprise that I'm throwing in their direction in just a minute. But before I throw any surprises in their direction, I want to make sure that we talk a little bit about what happened in our last session. So we are playing Storm King's Thunder, as you folks know. And let me pull up, let's see. Everyone remember Windswept Plains, Mountain Pass, and Willow in the Light. Okay, Windswept Plains... Mountain Pass, Willow in the Light. Why? Because I need to start this playing. Okay, Windswept Plains, Mountain Pass, and where's my Willow with the Light at? Willow in the Light at? There
That's
it
where
is.
my treasure maps took me in Red Dead Redemption.
There we go.
Yes,
No,
Coven
this
guy.
is this is not your current game obsession, Saber. All right.
Everything is Red Dead. All things are Red Dead.
Is his name
That's
Arthur?
fair enough.
Is his name blah blah blah? Oh my gosh. All right.
Celsic is now a cowboy.
Exactly. What's up, Ambrosine? Yeah, good to see everybody in chat. And here we are. Is that too loud, or is everybody okay in chat listening? Can you hear everybody okay? He said.
Well, I think it's fine personally.
Okay. It's all good there? Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure. Let's see. I think it's fine. Good volume for me. Lovely. Thank you. All right. So these lovely people have been together for quite some time and have been trying to figure out essentially what has been going on with the giants through various sort of backs and forths. And if you want to know all about it, we've got a good 100 hours plus probably of content at this point that you can go back and look at. What the party has discovered about themselves and about the situation is that for some reason, the person who is in charge, a guy named King Hecaton, who is a cloud giant, who is at the top of the, storm giant, who is at the head of the sort of ordering, which is called the ordering, which is an ordering of the giants in a hierarchy. The hierarchy has been broken and King Hecaton has disappeared, leaving a power struggle among his 3 daughters, even though his youngest daughter, who I believe is Nerissa, although I need to double check that very quickly in a little bit.
Nerissa.
Oh, sorry, thank you. Has apparently, for the moment, been the one who's actually got control. But King Hecaton has disappeared, and when the party, over a variety of factors, went to the Oracle of the Allfather, essentially the place where the giants go for looking into their future and their past and learning details about what they should do next, the Oracle said that it would give information on where they needed to go to find and hopefully free King Hecaton once they brought back a relic that had been stolen from the giants. Who has been stealing these relics, you say? A group of creatures known as the Uthgard barbarians. There are many different kinds of these, many different tribes and so forth that are scattered throughout the Sword Coast. And so the party ended up deciding to go to Raven Rock, where they could find several of those artifacts. What they ended up finding there, though, interestingly, was not one, but 2 separate tribes of barbarians. One on a higher level, which you can actually see up here, which has a large kind of raven statue. In fact, there's a sideline that you can see right here. And then one below, which is where the Grey Wolf tribe actually is. And there's an altar with the Grey Wolves apparently worshipped down here as well. So you've got one tribe and a statue and an altar up here, the ravens, and another statue and an altar and group down here, the wolves. And the party ended up landing, and after quite a few Mission Impossible, parachuting out of the plane. I had this moment where I watched Mission Impossible 3 for the first time the other day, and there's a moment where he jumps out of this building way lower than he's supposed to, where he's supposed to launch his chute. And so he jumps out of the building and then like halfway through, and so you just see him frantically pulling the chute. This was basically the experience of the first 10 to 15 minutes of last session, as they were all heading down from Zephyros' tower, trying to actually get the things working. But they did eventually manage to, face planting and otherwise, managed to get down to the land below. They ended up going over to this island over here, then ended up going back over there. There was some rappelling going on, there was some throwing of Celsig going on, but eventually they managed to get back over to this side and sent Urash over to this altar, which he has just discovered. And the last thing I want to mention is that there are these large ravens, which apparently the raven barbarians often ride. And one of those ravens with Barbarian, at the end of our last session, was flying towards them, happily yelling at them that the Grey Wolves were coming. They did this because, thanks to a very clutch charm, Celsig had managed to charm the 2 barbarians into believing that they are friends. So the barbarians, these friendly barbarians now, are yelling down and waving and saying, "Friends, you got to be careful because the Grey Wolf barbarians are on their way." And so I am going to, you don't see anyone yet, I'm going to hand this over now to the party to decide what they want to do before all Grey Wolf breaks loose, if you will. So, party, I now will hand this over to you.
How far away are the barbarians?
You do not see them yet. You only see the one who is flying towards you, which is
okay. So he just said, I believe you said we heard drums.
Yes.
Or
correct. Drums and kind of pounding drums of perhaps war. If you want, you can look around. It seems to be coming from up here though, somewhere. Up on the higher plateau. So from where you are, Urash, you can't see it.
Okay. Any roll I could make to see if I could find out where it's coming from?
Well, you know that it's coming from up here someplace. You just don't know
Okay.
where, because you can't see it because of where you are.
Okay. So there's literally nothing I can see, even if I were to concentrate really hard.
Yeah, if you stared, unfortunately, it wouldn't change the level that you're at, unfortunately.
Cool.
Does anybody remember what our exit plan was? Did we have an escape plan of some kind?
No plan.
No, we did. It was make it up as we go along.
Oh,
Why does
okay.
it matter the plan,
Or,
actually?
as we've coined the term, winging it. Although that didn't work too well on the way down.
Outstanding.
I don't know what you feel. It's not bad. I did well.
I did really well with these things.
I think given how we get ourselves in these predicaments, we do extraordinarily well getting out of them.
Yes.
By that way, we get out of them.
Well, I just reckon we just pray to whatever deity we believe in, and we just go for it.
How did we get Urash over to the altar? Did you jump? Was there some kind of... Did we put something down?
Yes. Was there not a post or something?
Yeah.
There was something we balanced
Yes.
on, I believe.
There were 2 posts.
Yeah.
You didn't balance it, though. You used, I thought it was a rope that you took
That was
from
it.
one rope
we
to the
should
other.
read on a rope.
One pole to the
That was
other.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. So I am currently at the altar. Can I investigate the altar whilst we're not directly under attack?
You can
Can I
do
have a
that.
run?
You can do that to a degree. I do want to point out that you looked at the altar once, and your investigation check, which was a natural 1, revealed that you were looking at an altar. However, under the
I forgot about that.
circumstances, I will
I
allow you to
forgot.
make another check, given these new kind of conditions and the fact that you've got like adrenaline and all this stuff going on now. If you want to tell me specifically what you're looking for, or
I am looking for. So if I am right, the altar was just a big bit of stone, correct? That was all I could see.
yes, there is a little bit more to it. It's pretty close, but there's a little bit more to it. There is, as I try to get to the thing that's there. Yes, it's a rectangular slab of stone, but the key is that there are different, what's clearly like phases of the moon that are carved into its sides. So you had like the crescent moon, the half moon, 3/4 obviously, and then the full moon that were on the sides of it.
Crescent moon, half moon, 3/4 moon, and full moon. Okay, cool. And that's the only thing in the. So what I want to know is there anything else in here, and does this look like it moves or has shifted or opens? That's what I want to see.
Okay, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Absolutely giant stone chest, or is this just like a big boulder on top of
Okay,
something?
go ahead and make an investigation check, and you can see that. You solved this
This will
puzzle
go
in a
swimmingly
building.
well.
Hey,
That was quite good.
that 18. I told you with a little bit of adrenaline.
And a natural -1.
Yeah, no, I mean it was great. I
Yeah.
loved every bit of it. So, what you're able to determine from this actually is 2 things. The first is that this does not look like a treasure chest or anything like that. It looks exactly like a rectangular block of stone that is pretty heavy. How anything could possibly have gotten here is unclear to you. But the other thing I want to point out is that as you sort of look around the base of it, you can see that the snow directly in front of it, the snow is much lower than the snow elsewhere. In other words, there's like just a lot less of it sort of relative to the rest of the stuff around it. And since it's not covered or anything, that seems
Right,
very
okay.
odd to you.
Okay, cool. Can I kick some of that snow away to see what's underneath?
Sure.
Is it very solid or I don't know. I don't want to spend too long doing this. Basically, want to know if there's anything underneath it directly.
So as you kind of kick the snow, it'll take you a minute or 2, but it won't take you hours, but it'll take you a minute to kind of clear stuff away. As you're doing this, Celsig, your barbarian friend, lands with his raven here in the ledge and gets off the bird and goes over to you and, oh, friend, dearest friend, gray wolves come, we hear them. They come around the end. Come find you with altar. Be very angry.
Yeah, our friend there just wanted to pay respect to any gods that may be listening before we left. It's something he does. We just let him get on with it. I mean, look at the size of him.
He looks over and he's like, he's digging. Because you can see, like, actually Urash is, like, literally digging at the bottom of the thing.
He buries something personal to him before a battle, that it may bring him luck against his enemies.
Oh, it seems like it would take a lot of time. But all right, you have strange ways, friend. But all right, that's fine. What do you want us to do with them? And he jerks his thumb over his shoulder at the what apparently is going to be, although you still don't see them, the onrushing hordes of gray wolf barbarians.
What do you normally do with them?
Oh, normally we do not fight. We stay in different places. We are the ravens. They are the wolves. We are higher. And then he goes, they are lower. And he kind of very, in an exaggerated way, like, lower.
It looks like they may want a fight this time.
Oh, they are not dangerous. Simply stand up to them. Kill 3 or 4 of them, and the other 125 will probably leave.
Oh, simple as that.
That sounds like a plan. I think I found exit strategy.
Yeah, so I just go, Urash, how are you doing?
I don't know. I'm hoping the voice in the sky will tell me how I'm doing.
I like the idea that you're like, oh, that's great. Urash, what's going on?
Urash, help!
Urash, you're needed.
So as you're sort of frantically digging through, you come down to the ground, which is the sort of the dirt below, and you've dug through quite a bit of it. And you can actually see that there is sort of this very hard kind of dirt soil, which is half frozen. But it does look as if there is no grass in this area, as if someone has dug into this. Not that long ago, but by not that long ago, we mean probably a month or two, not an hour or two.
Right, okay.
So there's something that's clearly down here that's been dug up or put in, possibly as well.
Sorry, carry on.
And I was just going to say, and your guess is that you'll need a few people to help you if you want to get this out anytime in the next few hours.
That was my next question, was if I were to, just kind of tap at it a bit with the sharp point of my axe, is this really loose or is this like really solid and frozen? But I'm going to guess if they're going to... Right, okay. that's you should work in radio. Yeah, okay, cool. I'll exit the altar. I think what we're looking for is buried in front of that stone brick. Bro, what's going on?
And the guy yells across you, the Grey Wolves are coming. Many of them may not be happy with you, but I will help friend as much as I can. And he kind of claps you on the shoulder and he knocks you over. So it's like...
Well, look at you training your own barbarians. You're gonna have a whole team of them. I'm just like, how long does that last?
It's never. I can't really. I try to do some broad sign language to try and indicate that this has never worked before.
Is the sign language?
Yeah.
Celtic usually makes friends for life.
But he does normally make friends for the rest of their lives. That's very true.
Yeah, it's true.
I have to go for just a second. I'll be right back. I'm really sorry. But
yeah, no. Go back to Divinity Original Sin 2, quick.
Wheeling the TV over.
Exactly. Just 1 minute.
Carry on, I'm here.
Just 1 minute. All right, type. You do this effect.
Yeah. So we're not in a very good position if we are going to be attacked. So I don't think the activity I was partaking in is going to take only a few minutes. This is going to be a while. Do I have any bead on how far away these people sound?
So all that you've heard so far are the beating of the drums. Just sort of judging based on what you look at here. I mean, these are 50-foot squares. So you figure if you don't see them yet, then it means that there's probably, they'd have to be at least like 300 feet away at the least, because it's coming from here and you can't see them. So, but it's echoey. So, they could be over here or over here, but you can't see any of that yet.
Yeah. So if we were to dig in this spot, well, I guess you can't really give me the answer, can you? I was going to say, how long would it be until we were in trouble, essentially?
No way of knowing that. But the longer
Okay.
you wait, the more likely you'll be to get in trouble sooner. You know. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's true. That's very true. I reckon we dig. There's something in this spot, right? There is something in this spot, and I think that's what we're looking for. It's either that or it leads to it. So I reckon we dig here. You know, I was going to say, Greta, you've got fire. We could use everything at our disposal. Well, maybe not everything, actually. We can use some of the lower level stuff at our disposal to get through this as quickly as possible and see if we can sneak in, sneak out. And if not, this might not be the worst strategic place to have a fight. They have to cross over one by one, and we have kind of cover. So who knows? Or one of us stands on guard, one of us stands on watch, and the other three dig.
Are we fine?
Yeah, we're fine. We're out. Back on the tower. We're back on the tower.
You're
Did you
saved.
take
The giants are
relic with you?
restored, and
Yeah. I am now Barbarian King.
my name is Conan, and
Yeah. And we have an entire tribe with barbarians at our disposal. No. And now it turns into an RTS. It's basically, I think what we're looking for is buried under the rock or under that big brick in the altar or near that big brick in the altar. There's a bit of disturbed earth in front of it. And I think if we concentrate on digging that first, that's either going to lead us to the item or lead us somewhere close by. At a guess, judging by how far away we can hear those drums and that movement, we're guessing it could be anywhere. They could be anywhere between 100 to 300 feet away. So we've got some time, and I don't think they're charging back here. I don't think we've set off the Metal Gear Solid alert symbol all of a sudden, and everyone's kind of piling onto our position. So I think we've got some time, especially motioning to Greta. As you can melt stuff really quickly. Like, this might be a thing we can do without exhausting ourselves.
I need to get over there. How do I get over there?
But there's two beams you can walk across, and we stretched a rope as well. So one person holds one end of the rope, one person holds the other. We can tense it, and then you can bounce across. So I reckon one person stays on that side, tries to send us a signal if they start to see some of the barbarians coming over, and then the other three, whoever is good at digging, burning, melting, that sort of thing, we just get at it. We can potentially get in, get what we need, and get out.
Okay,
Or
no problem at all. I'm on it.
we get involved in a fight, and yeah, that's fine.
Let's quickly melt it. Okay,
Cool.
I walk over this very, very bright beam that I don't need to make a roll for because like it's this broad.
Yeah, you just pirouette over it. It's fine. The
Yeah.
DM's so you can tell by his face.
yeah, not quite. We're gonna have to
Congratulations on your
do.
Kickstarter.
Yeah, I appreciate
That
that.
was
The name of the
brutal.
series that comes from is The Longest Fall. And speaking of that, I would like the wonderful Pyron Jade, who helped me with the Streamathon and is an awesome person. But nonetheless, I'm the referee here. I just call balls and strikes. I do need you to make a acrobatics roll, please, or dexterity. I'll take instead.
Does she gain anything if we're tensing a rope so she can hold on to it and
Yes,
go across the
that will give. Yes, that will give her actually.
I'll get one side. River, if you grab the other side of the rope that we have, and then you pull and I pull, and then
It is
that'll create a tension.
Okay, so
Yes.
we'll do this at +2 as she gets over there.
Yes, +2. Get in.
Ooh.
I know,
Okay.
right?
I'm fine. This will be fine. This will be wonderfully
You
fine.
got this. You got this. It's
16.
fine.
16. There we go.
16 plus the
You're
2,
like
right?
balancing over the
No,
rope.
no,
and
I have
that's
minus
like
one.
what we meant.
Oh,
I
see,
usually have -1, so it's only +1. But
Okay.
still.
So you make your way over.
Gotta
You're a
help the
little,
rope.
yeah. You're a little wobbly here and there, but you're like, I'm fine, So you make it all the way over, and now you are standing on the side that Urash is, and you can now you can see the altar as well.
So you need help with the snow over here? I point
Yeah, I
to.
think, I'll point literally in front of the where I've kicked all the snow loose. There's loose dirt here, and all the snow is lower. I think something's buried here, and this big brick thing isn't a chest or anything like that I can see. So I think what we want, sometimes it's a barbarian custom to bury things. Like, I don't know why, it just is, but it's probably going to be in this place. So I think where Earth is disturbed is either going to lead us to it, or it's going to lead us to the next piece of the puzzle that leads us to it. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Quick question to the rest of the party: is anybody else coming over?
Yes.
No.
Okay, cool. River, are you happy keeping watch and letting us know if more barbarians?
She also needs to keep the rope tied.
Oh yeah. Also, I
Yes,
have to keep
sure.
the rope tight. So yeah, I'll just
Okay.
take my bruises on this side of the chasm.
Cool. As long as you're cool with that. I didn't know if you had anything like magical or like super duper claws, murder mittens to just
No.
try and dig.
Unfortunately, not.
We
Cool.
figured out that everything with radiant damage does not melt stuff, right?
Right. Most of the radiant damage stuff, I mean, it'll have a little bit of an effect, but not much. You'd need more so-called regular fire.
Because,
Okay.
like I said, I have Sacred Flame, but it's radiant, so...
Yeah, it doesn't quite do necessarily the same thing. I mean, you could try to do something the equivalent of it. It would have a little bit of an effect, but,
Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna put a Burning Hands in there.
Okay, that
Cool.
would definitely...
That's 3d6 of fire damage.
That would definitely help.
Sounds like a good
definitely.
idea.
I try to be really careful with it, okay?
Okay.
I just like that. Right? Can we just appreciate for a second that Greta is right now literally. I attack the ground.
Yes.
I cast fire on snow.
Well, look, last time you people were telling me that you wanted to rage just before you hit the ground when you were on the way down. So, I mean, we had
Yes.
It worked.
Hey,
parachuting with rage.
Okay.
But I
That's
try
true.
to be really careful. Like, I don't want to damage the altar, or I really want to just carefully melt stuff away.
Cool.
Okay. All right. Well, then in that case, let me have you. I'm just trying to find drums. I don't want all this other nonsense. Freaking manage audio.
I was gonna say the drums of these barbarians are super like melodic.
I know they're like. Yeah, this is not-
They're really chilled out barbarians. That's how I know we're not in trouble. They're just like, yeah, we're just having a party.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just like, okay, let's see. Let me try to get better music for this. How about this? That's more like it. Orc War March. I think is much better.
I'm suddenly a lot less at ease.
A lot less, yes.
Sounds
Yeah,
like
that will do.
Oh my god, it's the best. Oh my god.
it sounds like soccer fans.
Well, I mean,
Just like-
orcs. I mean, yeah.
Well, yeah, they're pretty indistinguishable to be honest.
This is awesome for Mordor.
You've got
Okay.
grunting and stuff in the background. It's like I've got a Blizzard cutscene on in the background.
So you're like, oh my god, this is great. So,
Okay, so we gotta move. Like, we
Yes.
gotta do this now.
all right, now at this point, I am going to. I mentioned that I had a little bit of a surprise on the way. I believe I mentioned to all of you. So if you'll just give me just one moment,
Please don't be a cave troll.
I'm going to.
It's a Yeti.
They have a cave
It's
troll.
pretty surprising.
Okay, troll.
Cave troll.
It's when you hear the drums and you hear them chanting grund, grund,
Run,
grund.
run.
We all turn into cowboys.
Or it all becomes blood
Yeah.
sport. Knock
Yeah.
some cow. Knock some cow. You start chanting that. That would also be good.
I used to DM a wonderful D&D adventure where you actually were like kind of cowboys because you had to herd a herd of giant bugs for a group of dwarves. It's a really, really cool story. We should DM.
I'll bet it was. Okay, so let me just make sure that my surprises. I'm trying to get my thing coordinated. Hold on here, just a moment.
Oh, my phone has just turned back on. This may make a noise. I'm just gonna put myself on mute.
Okay. All right. Let's see. 1 second. Surprise is slightly delayed.
A delayed surprise by the DM.
delayed
That's definitely not foreboding.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, sorry. I'm
If you
just
want, I can tell
calculating
you
damage.
details
It's
about-
just taking a
about-
while.
If you want, I can tell you details about what went wrong in Divinity today.
Go for it.
Sure, fill the
Yeah,
silence.
sure. Tell us what went wrong.
So, I'm still quite at the beginning of the game, so I'm still on the prison island Fort Joy. If you leave this prison, the central prison area where the prisoners are supposed to be, this sets all the guards and everyone on hostile, which means they attack on sight, while before they only attacked you if you were doing something they didn't like. But now they just attack you for existing. So, I still had stuff to do, so I didn't mean to leave, because although I had several routes of leaving. So I had a really, really big fight inside the castle, which took me like nearly 40 minutes or something. And I forgot to save at the end of the fight.
No.
Yes. And then I just looked around and everything, and I found a hidden way up to a balcony. And so I went on the balcony, not realizing that the far end of the balcony counts as not being part of the prison camp anymore. And then suddenly, you escaped! And I'm like, no! No! I'm like, okay. So I went back, looked at the map, like everybody said to hostile, like, no. And I was so happy because I actually survived the whole fight without anybody dying or everything. It was a glorious fight.
Wow.
And so I thought, okay, I only have this one thing that I still need to do down there in the prison camp. So if I go down there, and if I just sneak around this corner, and then I walk over there, then I will only account like very few enemies, if any at all, and then I can just go there and do this, and then it's fine, and I can leave. And so I went out, and I started sneaking around the corner, and 4 guards and a dog saw me and attacked me. And so that was the fight I was in when suddenly my mobile phone went off. I had just teleported one of the guards onto the roof just to get her out of the way and stuff like that, because I also forgot to make new healing potions between the 2 fights. I was doing really, really well, and yeah, so this kind of had my attention.
So what, is it just like on pause right now?
No. I saved. I called the save game. And I.
As appropriate, yes.
Yeah. You're gonna turn to this madness. All right.
I'm gonna kill them all without any healing potions, and I'm gonna walk through there, get the thing done I need to do, and then I walk out again.
Oh yeah.
And it will be fine.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, with explosions
totally
in the
fine.
background as you go. Just like, okay. Well, I'm gonna have to wait on this. This is not. There's a delay, so it's fine. I will come back to it. Okay, so you were over there, sort of shooting this flame and fire and all that stuff down at the spot, and it's you notice that it seems to be gradually beginning to sort of soften the ground a little bit. Now remember, the snow only went to a certain point, and after that it was soil, right? Frozen soil. But as the sacred flame, repeatedly hits it, you begin to see more and more.
Burning hands.
I'm sorry, I beg your pardon. Not sacred flame, burning hands. As you burn hands over and over again on it, it just continues to kind of flow and flow and flow, and the soil begins to kind of melt and everything. And so you begin to feel the soil softening up. So you could dig it.
Yep.
I dig it.
Yes, I can dig it. I dig it. Definitely dig it.
All right, and you begin to dig down below. Now at this point, I would like Selsig and Chai to make a perception check for me, please. Oh, sorry, Selsig and River to make it.
I mean, I got the message. That's right. Oh no!
All right.
Called it.
Yeah. All right. Just a second.
Did somebody say barbarians?
Sort of. All right. While you are making, so go ahead and make that perception check, and then I will bring in this this person this surprise that I mentioned.
River made a perception check of 19.
I did.
Okay,
I made 14.
Where is
12.
your? Oh, you made. I see it.
Yeah.
14, 19. Okay. Both of you actually hear the sound of tramping feet, and River in particular, you can hear the sound of boots crunching into snow. And as you sort of look over your left shoulder, because you're holding the rope in place, you look over the left shoulder and up on the ledge. Okay, for this I have to jump out of game for a second. How many people have seen Mulan? Okay.
I saw Mulan, but I also saw Fleos in chat earlier. So
Yes. Well, we'll talk about that in just a minute. So basically, right along the ridge of the snow, you may remember there's a moment where they're going along and they're going through the Hengshao Pass, I think, and they look up and they see, first of all, just like the main leader guy, and then all of the other Huns just appear next to him. So it's just like this black row of just these black dots at the top. That's what it looks like. So you're just looking up and there's just all of these things looking down at you from this ridge up here. And are sort of staring down, and several of them are sort of pointing in your direction. Now, one of those people that is pointing down in your direction is a gentleman that I am going to introduce everybody to in just a moment. If I can get the bloody thing captured. Not that. Okay. Right.
He's got this, folks. He's got this. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I know. Well,
he is a professional.
Hey, I was all ready to go. My idea was, great. And then
Man, your ideas are always great.
Oh, this is not the thing. Okay. Where is my... Obviously, I'm blind because I can't see where I'm doing this thing. Okay.
It's all the mud that we're producing.
Just right there.
Yep.
Look, over there.
Yeah, right there.
No, down a bit.
Come on. No.
There you go.
You went too far.
All of
no.
All of you are terrible people. I just want you to know.
Try again.
Forward a bit.
That's true. This time Saber actually wasn't trolling.
I know.
Just turn around.
You see, this is what you get when you don't troll people. You still just get targeted.
Finally. Good God. All right. Finally, we got it. Ladies and gentlemen, you see this person standing, and you actually, he's too far away for you to see this, but you, sir, Doran is standing on top of the ridge next to these others. And I want to explain very briefly about why Doran is there and not getting immediately attacked. Because Doran currently is cloaked. And you may remember that Doran, of course, possessed with him not just himself, but also had a companion, specifically a wolf companion. And so he is standing right now with the others with his cloak up and his cloth covering his mouth and much of his face, and his wolf next to him, very much in line with the others. Although, of course, unlike the others, he is not, in fact, a barbarian. He is looking down at them. Now, my question to you, Doran... Oh, that's why it didn't show up. Okay, sorry. I just figured out why it wasn't showing before. My question to you, Doran, is... why exactly are you standing with these barbarians? Or that is to say, how did you successfully infiltrate them after leaving our party behind? It has been a few days since that happened, by the way, since you left the other party behind.
That is an amazing question. And I don't think you'll believe the answer, so I'll just tell you my truth. As a ranger, I have something called Pass Without a Trace. And Pass Without a Trace, it's a spell. It allows me to kind of obscure my presence. And I have actually been able to obscure my presence from these barbarians while being with these barbarians the entire time. They look at me and they're like, who's that? And then they just kind of pass over it, like, nah, nothing. That's nothing. So I am hiding in plain sight.
Yes.
Why doesn't he smell bad like us? Oh, it's fine.
He's a bit weird. He takes baths.
Ooh, one of them.
And the truth is, of course, that you would have had a difficult time fitting in with, let us say, the Raven tribe, but you have much less difficulty, since you have your own wolf, fitting in with the Grey Wolf tribe. In fact, there are many wolves that are standing right next to the barbarians along this ridge. You had actually come here in part because you had heard, as the others had heard, you were separated from them when things went down with the big creature they were fighting and a bunch of other stuff that was happening. And so you had heard that there was this altar that needed to be reached. So you had heard part of that from back and forth from the Oracle. I think you were in I'm trying to remember if you were in the room. If not, then this would have been communicated to you probably by Harshnag slash Zephyros. And so you were transported there to this place, actually transported magically to there by Zephyros, who said that he could get you there using this teleportation spell. He's a very powerful mage. The problem is that he didn't quite get you to exactly where you were supposed to go. So when you first showed up, you were actually on the wrong side. You were actually over here. I will show you where on the map. You were over here towards the top sort of part of this this area where the Raven barbarians are. And things could have gone very badly for you were it not for the fact that many of those barbarians were actually already out on raids. And so there was only one sleepy guard who happened to notice that you were there, and you and your pet, and I have to admit I forgot the name of your wolf. What's the name of your wolf?
Raksha.
Oh, Raksha, that's right. You and Raksha very quickly dispatched this guard, leaving just you. And over the last day or so, you've managed to make your way down. Last couple days, you made your way down into the camp of the other barbarians, the Grey Wolves. Those you were, as you've just described, basically been able to kind of infiltrate without them noticing. And so you've been with them ever since. And so when the call went out for you to go off on a raid marching, you thought this would give you a chance to kind of figure out, you know, what was going on with this troop and where they were holding on to their artifact. So you went marching off with them. Then the call came for them to return. And so now, as you climb up onto this ridge, and you're actually on this, I should say you're on this second ridge, not on this top ridge, you're on the second ridge right here. All of you sort of looking down at them, you recognize what is very clearly your former companions. Two of them currently on this little place with this kind of plateau, which is in the middle of this large depression that is shaped like a wolf. And then there are two more, Selsig and River, who are standing on the sort of main ledge. And something which seems odd, and you don't really know what this is about, there seem to be two barbarians, and they seem to be of the Raven tribe, that are talking to them, but rather than attacking and killing them, they seem to be like clapping Selsig on the back and like, you know, every so often like chatting with him like they're best friends. And you don't really, none of the barbarians you've met want to be best friends with anybody, but you're like, oh, I don't know. So that is what you see. It is very clear, however, from the orders that are being barked down by the leaders of the tribe of Grey Wolves that you are currently infiltrated, that they are planning to attack, basically send a group of people down to attack. So my question to you is, what are you going to do, Doran?
Well, sorry, how many tribe members are there with me?
Oh, you know, a good 50, 60 that are next to you, and yeah.
Okay.
More on the way.
Excellent. Okay. I'm going to lead the charge.
Okay.
Actually, I'm just going to run as fast as I can to get ahead of them.
Okay.
So I can get with my party.
Okay.
I have a little question. That wolf of Doran there, is that the puppy that was found a long time ago?
That was the puppy.
Wasn't that a warg?
Yes. It's a very small warg.
I just, just making sure we're talking about the same puppy.
Happy.
Okay. Go on, Dormas.
And so, with this cry of vengeance, you begin to run down this hill. Now, here's the thing. So you run down, and everyone around you is like, oh, they kind of look at you. As you begin to go down this hill, you realize that this is an exceedingly steep hill, Doran. Like, exceedingly steep. Like, far steeper than, 80-degree angle steep. And you're going to need to roll here an acrobatics check at -4.
All right.
This is, I do want to remind everybody, inspirations are a thing if you, want to inspire him. But he is running down the hill. Raksha running next to you.
Oh no!
You're like,
Jump on the wolf, use it as a sled.
So you start running down and you're like, I've got this. And then you start running far faster than would be, possible under other circumstances. And you're like, I don't know. And then your feet start to fly faster. And then all of a sudden you feel you're like, this is not going to work. And you do the sort of, and you fall forward. Well, if you're going to give it to him, Doran's going to need it, Echo. If you're going to do the inspiration, Doran's going to need it right now.
I've made a huge mistake.
Made a terrible, terrible mistake. Inspire Doran. Okay, so
Boom.
So Echo has used one of the inspirations from backing me on my channel. Thank you, Echo.
Reroll.
Thank you, X5.
All right, so you get to roll that again then, Fleo. Still same -4, unfortunately, but at least you have a second shot. I think it's probably going to be better than a 2.
I sure hope so, but let's see here.
Let's all find out.
I messed that up, sorry. The suspense is killing me. Yes!
Ah, okay.
12.
So we've got a 12. All right, so it's not as bad. So you run down and you start to trip and kind of stumble and like, hit. And the ones that are sort of running, as you look around, you notice, by the way, that no one else has like started to charge after you yet. Like they're all sort of staring as you go like stumbling down the hill. And so at one point you have 2 options. You can reach out. You didn't have this option when you missed so badly before, but now you have an option. You can reach out and try to steady yourself on Raksha, or you can be like, nope, I got this, and try to make it down the hill on your own.
All right, I'm gonna try and use Raksha to help me out here.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to make one last acrobatics roll, but this time I'm only going to ask you to do it at -1. So you'll be doing this at -1 as opposed to -4.
Oh, acrobat! That was a. Never mind.
Was that better?
How good are you in acrobatics?
I have a +5.
Oh, well.
Sorry
Well,
about that.
that would have been, all right, so that would have been, let me see, +5. So -4, so there would have been a 16, it would have been a 17, right? Okay, yeah, so then in that case, I will say that if you steady yourself on Raksha, you'll actually get an extra +2 to this roll. So now you're doing a +7 on your acrobatics.
Oh wow. Okay.
Hey,
Not that much better, 17.
All right. So you reach your hand out, and actually you were about to stumble, but with Raksha there, you all just like, so all of you standing there watches this one barbarian with a big, rather familiar looking wolf charge down the hill, and looking epic as they do so. And you arrive at the bottom, and of course now you have a lot of extra momentum, Doran. So the question is, where are you sending this momentum as you charge? And still nobody has followed you. They're still just sort of staring down at you as you do this.
I'm sprinting towards Selsig and River.
Okay.
Over there.
Crash into the Raven guy. Start a war.
You see the barbarian sort of looking and, who that one crazy, he says. They're sort of pointing over at you. And he says, if you want, I kill him for you. And he says a word to his giant raven. His raven sort of turns around. He drops to one knee, pulls out from behind him a short bow, and sort of bends the bow, like sights down it as this person who you don't know is Doran yet is running towards you. And he's saying this to you, Selsig, and to River.
I mean, that's hostile action.
So there's no way we can see him?
He has got a mask around his face.
Shoot him!
The wolf is not masked.
Yeah,
the wolf
we can see
the wolf
puppy.
is very big wolf and does not look like the other wolves. That's true.
Is there a possibility we might recognize it?
It's
Maybe.
only been a few days since you pet the nice
It's
puppy.
true.
Yeah.
That is very
Exactly.
true. It would
That's
be a
true.
lot better if you were not 150 feet away looking through blowing snow at these things that you claim. But
That's
yes.
true. We do just see giant wolves.
That
And-
said, I will allow you a perception check, but you're doing this at -2. You got a lot against you.
Okay. So,
All right, well, you know, I'm gonna try it. I would try.
18.
Hey,
Ooh.
Less good.
13.
Yeah.
River, you're like, it's a guy with a wolf. I mean, like you're like, but
I see
Selsig,
guys
you're
with
like, you feel like you're like that wolf, and then you're like, wait. It looks very much like Doran's wolf, the wolf that you met, the warg actually that you met only a few days ago when you were going into the Oracle of the Allfather.
Yeah. It's a. Ooh, thinking fast. Like, wait. He's coming to help.
What? The guy looks up at you. He's got a wolf and he's charging at us.
It's a friend wolf.
You have strange friends. Okay.
I've travelled far and fought many, and we made many friends. I pat the Raven guy on the back. Like you!
Yes, we've always been friends. He gets his confused look, like he's trying to remember when you became friends.
That's not good.
I remember. So, and now Doran basically charges onto the scene, which gives us a chance to introduce our good friend, of course, Fleos. What's up, Fleos? I think everyone should know who you are. I was desperately like, Fleos is here. I'm like, Fleos? Like, you're down. So that was my surprise that I was like, where's my surprise? Fleos, please.
Sorry. To be fair to Arv, so everyone knows, he actually let me know about, like, he's like, hey, okay, you're on. And then I missed the message completely. My phone didn't buzz. I was doing other things. And then I was like, I should probably check my phone. Oh, my goodness.
Don't worry, we started late for some reason.
Yeah, I can't imagine why.
Some misunderstand. I don't know.
Oh, it was too funny. So, all right. But Fleos, of course, who is also a GOG streamer and is on summer holidays, which is why he's able to join us. He's joined us once already, and he joined us today. And he reminded me, because I've been away and life has been so crazy the last couple weeks, he reminded me, I think yesterday, the day before, he's like, hey, are we doing this? I'm like, oh, that's right. Yes. And it worked perfectly because I had actually thought that if things worked out, having you here because of the wolf connection would work beautifully, and so it has indeed worked out this way. That said, you all are in kind of a difficult spot because you are now standing there as Doran, you pull up next to them, so now you have a chance to speak to each other. By the way, I'll come back to Greta and to Urash in just a moment. But River and Chile, yes. River and Selsig, you see this apparently barbarian with his very familiar looking warg coming up and stopping to a halt near you.
Puppy!
Oh, hey, guy, who's this big barbarian? Oh.
Definitely the voice of Doran.
That's Urash.
What? That's
Suddenly it's 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Urash is over there. What are you talking about?
Who Urash? Who's this? The guy says.
This is Doran,
Oh.
friend of ours. This is... Actually, we never got your name. Did we?
He says, my name is Blackwing. And he
Mrs.
nods
Blackwing.
solemnly.
Oh, Blackwing, nice to meet you, sir.
Raven clan.
I'm for some reason a bit out of breath. I don't know what happened there.
Any friend of this little one, friend of ours. We've been friends for a long time. And he claps Selsig on the back.
We've been friends. We're Rangers. We go way back. Rangers go way back, you know.
So now that you look over, you can actually see Urash and Greta that Doran has appeared and is standing there with his warg talking to Selsig and River. And you now hear some calls going out. And as you all look up, you can see that the people on the top of the ridge seem to be dropping to one knee. And something is coming out of their packs.
I don't know what's happening, but I think it's bad. I say as I'm petting the puppy.
Okay,
I'm hurrying to get across to the altar before anything happens.
okay, Urash, let's get this done. Melt.
Okay.
Yeah, dig.
You're digging. You're going to need a couple more minutes, though. It's working, but this is down there a little bit.
I look to River and Doran, or not Doran, I'm Doran, and Selsig. And what are they doing over there?
I think they might be finding treasure.
Oh, okay, great.
I mean, I like treasure.
Treasure's good.
Treasure's
What?
good.
Treasure can be traded for food.
I love food.
Suddenly you hear a command shouted, "Hurt!" And all of a sudden, all of them do this on the ridge. You don't know what
I raise
that
my
means.
shield.
I pull out the dented shield that we used as a rappel, whatever you call it, zip line thingy. I'm just like, ah!
And your barbarian friend says, "Oh, friend, looks like they're about to shoot. Might want to get in cover."
I abandoned my plan and start making for this rock over here.
Okay. All right.
I also that thing.
Seems like a better idea than my idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yes.
So are you okay? So you're all going to sort of make your way. The barbarian says something to the giant raven, which takes off, and once he gets on it, that is, and flies off sort of in this direction while the two of you get there. I am going to ask, I think, now the only thing is to do this, so when you run over that way, River, you got to let the rope go. You can't hold onto the rope and also
I don't
do
think
this.
anyone's on the rope.
Well, I thought you were holding it tight, weren't you?
Just in case somebody wants to go over,
Yeah.
use it like a railing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
I yell across to the altar as I'm running. Duck!
Okay.
I say, wasn't it ravens?
Outstanding. It's well said.
Sad trombone noise.
You are struck by lightning from...
Yes.
Flautist does not light your way. Okay. So,
This actually happened in another campaign that I played, that our cleric made too many bad jokes and lost his divine connection because of that.
oh my
So
god.
that might happen. Yeah.
That's funny. I don't know, though. You know my love for
mean
jokes.
God.
All right, so you are running back towards it. I am going to need you to make for me, Selsig, an acrobatics check, please, because you hear thump, and something is flying in your direction. In fact, many things are flying in your direction.
Oh,
The sky goes dark.
Yes,
for a
exactly.
moment.
Darken the sky.
Oh no.
20.
Okay. So you just leap literally and you almost knock River out of the way, just as arrows goes, and you just hear as things impale the ground, and you look over and there's just arrows everywhere. A bunch of arrows bounce off the altar, and you hear this great shout of rage. And then you actually hear the sort of barked, and they're sort of barking orders. Someone is barking orders at them again. And at this point, I'm going to ask all of us, please, to roll initiative. Let us do it.
I'm busy.
Oh no! That's enough. That's actually a very fun roll in context. Yeah.
Greta's like, let me check divinity on my phone. I'm just kidding.
20. Oh man.
Oh man. All right.
If there was divinity on the phone, I would be so screwed currently.
Yeah, that would be bad. Okay, we got Greta with the 1. All right. We've got Selsig. Apparently, the avoiding of imminent death has a tendency to focus the mind because
Highly motivated.
Selsig's like, hello, I'm awake. Okay.
I'm so focused right now.
Exactly.
We're missing a token for flares.
Yes, let me bring one of
that's
those
true.
in.
I suppose I should.
You should.
Need to log into Roll20.
They're working on a mobile version for Caves of Kurt. That is also going to be really bad for me.
It kind of even looks like a mobile as it is. There we go. Okay. Let me copy those
Stolen from another map.
and bring those. Okay, and let's bring those back over. Yeah. Why must be drawn here? Oh, actually, you know what? I need to have you make that roll too, Doran, unless that is you were just going to stand there with the shield. But otherwise,
You might-
Oh no, I was gonna dash behind as well. So
yeah, let me have you make that roll too.
He's holding it also.
oh boy, 8. I got an 8.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Hey, wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's
Yeah,
up?
sorry.
Yeah, forget it. It's just me being confused. I'll just eat some hot salsa and everything will be fine.
Cool.
Okay. So, unfortunately, you do not quite make it back to cover, although Raksha does. As you sort of dive out of the way, you notice Selsig and, leaping in front, see you at the bottom, leap you in the front and kind of cuts you off a bit, and so you have to hesitate slightly. So, you used to be an adventurer, but then you took an arrow to the knee. I'm sorry, I had to. I was right there for me. It's not quite the knee, but you are actually going to take 2 points of damage.
Oh.
Also, Doran, the last time that we talked to you, you had 45 out of 57. I'm going to say that you're pretty close to that because what with one thing and the other, you really haven't had a chance to do much resting since you've been here. So
Okay.
I would say that you're at 43 out of 57.
Sounds good.
That joke hit you right in the knee? Well, it gets good, definitely. I'm glad that my job here is done then. Okay. So, right. So now we have a token. So we've got, let's see, River's got a 13.
I'm just gonna ready my death saves with my 12 hit points.
I'm gonna hold my death save until an
I'm
appropriate
also on
moment.
the wrong side of this battle because I think that having a gorge between me and the bad guys would have been useful here. But,
Logical, sure.
But
whatever.
now you have a gorge between you and the tank.
I
So
do.
it's like,
This is great.
100%. Okay. So, Doran, I will need you to roll initiative for me, please.
That also means
Oh, I rolled up at the
across
beginning there.
gorge, under
Thank you.
fire, unassisted.
Oh, I see.
yeah.
Okay, so let me add you to the turn. And you now have a 19. Again, death also has an effect on you, it appears. And I'm going to have I don't know how we did it last time. I'm going to have Raksha basically go right after you, or right before you. So you can basically make, he's on 19. So you can make the decision, who you want to be where. Just remind me if I skip him, as I no doubt will on occasion. Okay. Raksha, however, I will say you did manage to tend to. So Raksha's at full health. So he's at 20 out of 20.
Great.
All right. So let me just add that all up. Sorry, everyone. I had to add Doran in, and that slows things down. All for good reasons, though.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
All for good reasons. Okay. And that. Lovely. Alrighty. And now it'd be nice if I actually rolled initiative for the bad guys.
Nah.
Who needs that?
I mean, we could make stuff up. They all go after us.
They all get angry at each other for having missed themselves.
Yeah, is animosity a thing? Like, we could make animosity a thing.
Animosity.
Ooh.
Let's see. There we go.
Number 3 D&D stream currently. Huzzah!
Nice. Awesome.
Die.
That is what I like
That's
to
what
hear.
I'm talking about. Coming for you, number 2.
Who's number 2? Not by much.
I don't know. I haven't looked.
They're irrelevant.
I don't know. They don't count. They only have 197 views, so we're hot on their heels. Come on, there's only a few in it. Come on, people.
Yeah, we can do that.
Tell your friends, tell your family. Just tell them to put it on. Just do it.
Oh, okay.
Get them numbers up.
1 moment.
Yeah.
Going to do so
It's like,
right now.
Mother, I have a favor to ask.
Number 1 is a sub only. Number 2 is a QA. So we are the number 1 actual game being played. Yeah, that's
Yes.
right.
Hey.
That's how you play this.
Sub only stream. Ugh. Okay, I won't get started on that.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
That's what that is. Yeah.
So
I think
That's
it's
what
safe
it
to
is.
say on a
Icky.
DRM-free channel, we all have similar opinions on the live streams.
Yes.
yeah, I know,
yeah.
right? Like, I think we should have more gatekeepers. Anything that we can do to keep away.
We don't have enough.
I think
of
there
it
should be a
for-
minimum game ownership on GOG requirement. Like, you must own at least 200 games on GOG to be able to,
Exactly. Well, I mean, I have to say, like, I actually have. There's one thing I do on my channel, which is a class that is offered by Cat Rambo, and I may at some point do something where there might be like a special sub-only class thing that would be like, but it's completely different from every other stream I ever do, and it's like, like it just, the idea of making that for normal, any regular rational streams, I just don't.
Hey, I gotta go for a second. Sorry.
Okay. All right, that is going to lead us to Celsig is going to lead us off.
Oh dear.
All right, so Celsig, the tactical situation is you are looking at a bunch of arrows on the ground. You have got Doran, of course, and River is behind the sort of men here that you're behind right now. Across the way behind the altar, trying to dig furiously, is Urash and Greta. And there are a good 50 plus barbarians that have just taken a shot at you and apparently are reloading.
Yeah, and they're a good, what was it, 150 feet away, I think you said? Something in that region?
More than that. They
Yeah.
are. Oh, the sub only D&D stream is also Turkish. Haha! We are the top English non-sub stream of D&D. Okay, so
Get more qualifiers.
yeah, no, exactly. We defeat everything. We are the Super Mario Maker 2 of D&D. All right. So we've got 50, 150 feet. They're about 200 feet away from you because 50-foot squares, they're a good distance. And those arrows did not miss you by a lot.
Yeah, but I'm behind a giant rock now, and I feel quite good about the tactical situation from this position, so I'm just going to hold my turn.
Okay, you're going to hold your turn. Tell me for what, though?
You...
It's got to be
Danger.
specific. Like, if I see
There's not a
this,
whole-
then this will happen.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot I can really do. They're out of range for anything I can do. If they start moving, I'm going to shout a warning at Urash and Greta.
Okay.
That's about the only thing I think I can do at the moment is just keep an eye out, just round the rock, just like...
Okay. Doran, what about you? You are currently behind the rock with them, and you are up next.
All right, so I am going to actually peek around the rock with my longbow and take a pot shot at the commander of the barbarians.
Okay, the one barking the orders?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. 5100. So we're talking about, he would be standing, he was pretty close to you when you ran down. All right, we're going to say he's about here. That gives you about a 250-foot shot.
Okay.
200-foot shot.
Right, so that's, I can't remember how distance weapons work, but like it's within the range of the longbow, but it's the second number, so is that with disadvantage, or how does that?
Yeah, so you're going to be doing, exactly. So you're going to be basically shooting at long range with disadvantage from there.
All right. Sounds good. I will try that.
All right, go ahead and fire away.
Yeah, 11.
That is not going to get it done. Well, that was on both rolls? Okay.
Yeah,
I was gonna say-
11 was my low roll.
Yep.
got
so,
inspiration.
What?
Aradinel has been inspired. Well, no.
Oh my goodness.
So what that means is nice work, Aradinel. What that means actually, although technically we need to make sure we always wait now if we have an inspiration before we actually do the roll. But that's okay. I'll allow this time. Yeah, I see it. So what that means is that you actually will get a just flat roll. So there won't be inspiration, like there won't be advantage or disadvantage. It's just a regular roll now. So I'll let you roll that one third time, like one last time, and you'll take whatever you get.
All right, let's see what do we got.
Thanks, Aradinel. Well, you like sight down and then you're like, wait, I understand now. I feel the cosmos, and you're like, pew! Like you just fire up in the air.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so unfortunately that does
However,
not work.
in 6 turns, that arrow is going to come down and kill
It's
the
true.
last
That's going to be really dramatic down the line. It was a good thought, though, Aradinel. It really was. So, unfortunately, that misses wildly. The good news is it misses so wildly that the guy doesn't even know you fired at him. So, you're probably in pretty good shape there. Are you
I'm
going
just
to move
gonna-
anywhere?
Just hiding back where I'm hiding for now.
Okay.
Just to understand what's going on, the Wolf Clan is actually up there on the Raven Clan.
No, they're
rock?
on. That's why I wanted to specify. They are on this lower ridge. This up here is where the ravens
okay.
are. They're on this lower ridge, which means they could have gotten there. Huh?
Where was it, sorry?
So they were. So I was just saying to Pyron. So they are on this lower ridge, and up here is So they might have been able to get there by walking and looking at some of the cairns or whatever. Because your understanding from your barbarian friend is that they're not supposed to go on these other areas. So
Yeah.
Okay. And the barbarian friend actually says to you, he's like, don't worry, they'll only shoot from there. Not allowed on our place, or would be very, very bad. If any real barbarian, not your friend here, points at Doran, if any real barbarian came here from Raven Clan, big fight. Or rather, Wolf comes down to be big fight. So you look back up, and it occurs to you that there's something odd about that phrase, because these are supposedly wolves firing at you, and you're standing on the wolf area. But The Raven Barbarian seems to think it all makes sense. Oh no, I'm sorry, he's not even here. He's on the Raven. Never mind. I beg your pardon. I forgot he's not there. So he's flying off. So never mind. He doesn't say any such thing. He is flying somewhere, and you don't know where right now. But
he says it as he leaves. Like,
yeah, he just yells it over his. Yeah, yells it over. So I forgot that he was not there with you. Okay, so never mind any of that. That is going to lead us down to Raksha gets to go, and then Urash is on deck. What would you like Raksha to do?
So Raksha, she will just, I guess, just take the dodge action behind that Karen there.
Okay, that makes sense. That basically means anything that attacks him, he's going to get benefits to his defensive roll against them. All right, that is going to lead us to Urash with River on deck. Urash, are you just like furiously digging?
yes, pretty much. So. I'm definitely not on mute. Cool. Is there anything I can grab hold of? Can we see anything? Is there anything other than just dirt at the minute?
There's nothing you can see at the moment. You're just digging down below. There's dirt, and you're making progress, but you don't see anything yet other than more dirt.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just keep digging. Just keep digging.
Okay. That's going to lead us to River. River, what would you like to do from your relative position of safety?
They are approximately 150 feet away from us.
Maybe a little farther than that. Probably from where you are. No, that's right. Actually, yes, about 150
About
feet, roughly.
150. Okay, because that's like the very bare minimum. Like that's anything further, and I can't do anything.
Okay.
150 feet. I'm thinking Sleet Storm. Go cast Storm at them. Because it'll obscure the area, and it will also make the ground slick with ice.
Okay.
So that way, if they try to get to us, they might fall to their deaths.
It's not a bad idea. Although I would point out that much of this around here is slick with ice and snow already. But you're quite right that in general that would be even worse than normal for them. So.
Yeah.
And it would scare things for sure.
So yeah, I will cast Sleet Storm in their general direction as much as I can.
All right. Let me take a look at the radius of Sleet Storm once you actually cast it.
A million feet.
That's 150 feet range.
Right, because I remember that we used it once before.
40-foot radius.
20-foot tall cylinder with a 40-foot radius. Okay, so essentially what that means is you could obscure, like, I'll draw it freehand. You could obscure something like that, right?
Yeah, that'll do.
You know what I mean? Like, you could do something like that if you want.
Yeah, I think that'll do for now. I mean, it's just helpful.
Okay. So you do, and it's actually now, this thing is also 20 feet tall.
Yes.
So it's a little lower than you might like to do. It's about the same. What it works out to is it's about the same height as this ledge that they're standing on, because they are about roughly 25 feet up. So this is about the same height. So you cast it, and the thing starts to go off and begin to create this sleet. And there are more orders, and suddenly you see some of the people, a few of them, actually sheathing or putting their bows back, putting their arrows back in their bows, and they seem to be grabbing something else from behind them. You can't see what it is yet, though.
Okay.
Are you moving at all, or are you staying where you are?
Nah, I'm staying behind the whatever it is, pillar thingy.
Okay. All right. Now, Celsig, you said that when they start to come, you were going to shout a warning. So your moment has arrived, sir, because what they do is from behind them, they grab what essentially looks like some kind of it looks almost like a board, but they seem to be bending it. It's a little bit hard to see, from your distance, but it looks like they're kind of bending it back and forth. And they put it down, and then they basically jump on top. So 4 of these guys jump on top of these things and literally snowboard essentially down the hill, basically into the storm. So they just pass into the sleet storm.
Okay.
And they vanish into the sleet storm.
So I yell at, I just have to yell across like, Arash, they're coming down the mountain!
and this image of Orochi being like, "I'm trying."
No, now we're also just like, they're coming down the mountain, dig, dig, dig. They're coming down the mountain, dig, dig, dig.
You also hear the commander bark another order, and the barbarians, whoosh, they don't fire yet, but they have the arrows back up again, or the bows back up.
I
Greta,
yelled, also arrows.
Greta, you're up. Celsig is back on deck. What would you like to do, Greta?
Is like the mud is it like all mud, so would it make sense now to help digging?
It's not mud. It's definitely softer than it was, but you know, even burning hands. I mean, this is almost like permafrost, right? So it's very, very stiff. So you've melted it, but not enough to like make it like easy to get through.
So, just, you know, we have not found anything yet, right?
Not yet. She's only been at it for about 15 seconds, maybe 30 seconds.
Yeah, I wonder if it makes sense, like, to put another fire spell into it, or rather try to be digging. That's what I'm trying to decide right now. I'm also looking, but I have something that would help me dig, but it's not really. I don't know. And all of them, they are 150 feet away, so I can't really do anything against them guys. I mean, but this will most likely kill us, right? If I do.
The best plan to start with that sentence. I mean, I could do this, but it would most likely kill us.
How much is a 5-foot diameter?
It's 1.5 meters.
I feel like that's
That's too
low.
big.
Yeah, like a small person.
It would be very efficient.
I was thinking about having a flaming sphere and just sunk it into the ground, but maybe it will destroy what we're looking for, so that's not good.
Oh, yeah.
I could also blow it all up.
That's true.
I'm really, really useful in this kind of situation.
I just put a
I'll
clip in
just-
chat for people to look at, just to get a sense of the visual while this is going on.
I'll just keep putting heat into it. If the burning hands run out, I'll put sacred flame into it. And if this doesn't help, let me know. Then I think I'm gonna put a scorching ray into it.
Okay. All right. So you do another, and actually,
Oh wait, how big is a wall of fire?
a wall of fire.
Oh, that's 60 feet long. That seems might be a bit overdoing it.
I mean, remember, you're on. I think it's just great. I mean, I think, you know, like right now it's about 40 feet, so it would cover the entire area you're on. I think that's awesome. A little wall of fire.
Wait, you're completely right, Arvin. I mean, yes, it will cover the. I can put it 120 feet away. I'm going to. The guys on the sleds are in for some fun. I'm going to put a 60-foot wall of fire in their way.
On the other end of the sleet storm? Oh my goodness. Okay.
This
I
is like
already
the
love it.
worst ride.
So
This is like
they
the
come
worst
through the sleet
ride.
storm and they just.
Yep. I was being
This is the
snarky, but this
worst
is a much better
one.
idea. All right.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So.
Sleep storm, wall of fire, death by axe.
That was a really helpful thing. Thank you, Arvin.
No, it's my pleasure. So let's see.
Brilliant.
Do like that.
I love it. I love all of it.
All right. This is gonna be fun times in just a minute. Okay. So so you.
It
put
is
the wall of
60
fire
feet
down.
long, 20 feet high, and it is 1 foot thick.
Okay. Alrighty, I love it. So it's gonna be interesting when they get on the other side of it, if they ever
It's
do.
a foot of flame. I love it.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
1 foot
Sleet and
thick.
flame. It's like the fire and ice grill, but much higher stakes.
Yeah.
I need to decide which wall deals which side of the wall deals the fire damage, and I take the one that's facing towards the barbarians, of course.
That's the one that does it. Okay.
Yeah, so that's
The other
5d8.
one.
That's 5d8 fire damage if they don't succeed in a save.
That seems like a pretty reasonable solution. All right. So let's see. So we got that. You're gonna stay where you are, I assume, Greta. You don't want to. Obviously, you don't have a lot of room to move anyway.
I'm busy.
Okay. Then we're gonna bring ourselves back up to Celsig with Doran on deck.
Dexterity saving throw against the wall, by the way. Just
When they get to it, okay.
yeah, 10. Either if they pass through the wall or if their turns end 10 feet of the wall,
Okay.
or both.
Or both.
Check a range of a thing. Give me a second.
Okay.
With D&D Beyond, you have everything you need at your fingertips.
Yeah, no, that's not, that ain't cutting it. Somehow I don't think I'm going to be able to charge these surf barbarians.
I mean,
I'm
probably not,
sorry.
but it would be awesome.
If anyone's going to do fan art, okay, that's definitely what we need.
The barbarians coming through the sleet and then the firewall with Celsic, like running towards them.
Yeah.
Most people walk away from explosions coolly. He like runs towards them, shouting.
I'm pretty sure we're in the middle of creating a Dragon Force album cover right now.
Pretty much. I'm pretty sure this is the subject of one of their songs, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Again, not much useful I can do. I'm going to hold back and wait for something to come out of the scorching, freezing hellstorm at the bottom of their slope. And maybe shoot an arrow at it. So I'm just going to ready up for that.
Gotcha. All right, so an arrow is being held.
One barbarian's like, just now just goes, thunk, kills it.
Yeah. How can today get any worse? Thunk.
It looks like we've been out. Message for you, sir.
Ooh, made it through that one safe, fellas.
Sleet is nothing to the. All right, Doran is up.
All right.
And Raksha's on deck.
Okay. So when those arrows came down, did they come down to the south of the cairn that we're hiding under as well, or did they just shoot kind of north? And
Some of them did. Yeah, they actually, a couple of them like landed, obviously impaled in the snow. Like say, here and here. I mean, there's a lot of arrows, so there's a lot of room to move. Most of them didn't go that much farther than that, but it helps that they're up in the air, so that helps in terms of the distance that the arrows travel.
Right. Okay. And only 4 people came down on that sled. Like there was only one.
Yes,
sled.
only 4 came down on sleds. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then in that case, I'm going to keep Raksha where she is.
Okay.
I'm gonna peek around and take one more pot shot at that commander. See if I'm any more successful this time around.
Okay.
Or let's see here. What is my speed? Yeah. Okay. So I'll take disadvantage attacks here. Come on. Yes, 17.
Nice.
17. Wow. Because I saw the original, the 5. That was the other one. Yes, that will hit.
All right. So the commander takes 8 damage.
Okay.
I then hold my second attack for similar to Celsig. Someone comes through the firewall.
Yeah, it's just a shame I've lost my sneak attack now they know where I'm hiding.
Yeah, and this really is becoming more and more like the charge with Mulan, because like you literally hit the guy in the shoulder and it's like so he sort of staggers back, and then he yells a couple of orders, and grabs another sled, and sort of like looks as if he's not, doesn't do anything yet, because it's not his turn, but he looks like he's ready to do something shortly. Okay, and that's going to lead us to, and you're staying where you are, right, Doran?
I'm just staying where I am. Raksha's just going to stay there, do the dodge, and
okay. That is going to lead us to Urash with River on deck.
Cool. So this dirt that we're digging up, there's going to be a difference between dirt that has been recently dug up, even if it's frozen, and dirt that has been sat there for many, many, many years.
Definitely recently dug up. Not
Right.
within the past couple of days, as I said, but definitely, it feels more malleable
Okay.
than it would be otherwise. Yeah.
So it is. So we're going straight down at the moment because
Yeah.
I was a bit concerned that we needed to go like under the altar or straight down. I didn't want to go into like proper solid rock and
Right.
sort of go, no, that's
I
fine.
believe
We're
you've
still
been
digging.
saying-
And like
yeah.
a million years later, we're like the other side of the earth. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, all of them just fall in and like Tiamat's there. And,
Right, yeah,
So-
exactly. And you're like, oh man, I thought we dealt with this already.
whoops.
Yeah, no. I believe that you
Yeah.
are actually going directly down, as far as I can tell. So
Okay, cool.
so far that
So
seems to be
we're
fine.
still going through pre-dug Earth, even
Yes.
if it was dug, a few months ago. Okay,
No
cool.
doubt
That's
about
fine.
that.
That's cool. I don't think there's anything I can really do to help digging other than dig, like where I can use my axe to just like shovel and scrape dirt out. I am doing. Otherwise, I'm just using hands. I don't think raging at this point is going to get me anywhere.
So angry at this dirt. Yeah, no.
So angry at the earth. I've done that once already in the last 24 hours. I don't really want to do that again. Yeah, I just carry on. I don't think. I mean, you're probably the best person to tell me. I don't think there's anything mechanically I can do to aid this. I'm good with strength and things like that, but there's only so
unless
much
you
I can
start
do.
chucking things in their direction, but I
Could
don't
you
know.
rage?
Yeah, exactly. What should I carry digging?
Okay, so you are going to continue to dig. That leads us to River. River, what would you like to do?
Now, there's really not a whole lot I can do, especially considering now there's a firewall and I have ice spells. So.
Yes. Well, if you want
Yeah.
to just keep layering fire and ice spells all the way back, you just say fire, ice, fire, fire,
Please
ice.
do that. Please do
Well,
that.
have they even made
so
it
cold.
through
It's so
the
hot. It's so cold. It's so hot.
Yeah, exactly.
Fire season, ice season.
It just
fire
like
Yeah.
freezes and then shatters and freezes and shatters. And...
Has anyone made it past the fire yet?
No, but it hasn't been their turn yet. Like, you don't even know what's like. I mean, no one.
Okay.
So
So I will wait then. I will just wait and watch with bated breath.
Oh, sorry. I have a question. How many barbarians are we actually looking at?
on the ridge, there's at least 40 or 50 that you can see. The ones that came down the hill just now were 4 of them.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Okay, and that is going to lead us to the bad guys. So, the 4 that you saw disappear into the cloud come out, and let me see how they.
Well done.
Yeah. Okay. So you'll be happy to know that one of them comes through on their sled, flailing wildly. They are on fire, and they're just like, ah! And they go literally plummeting right off into this chasm. Just,
This was an excellent strategy.
That moment of just like, it's Die Hard, Alan Rickman's character falling, Hans Gruber falls from the city and everything.
Yeah.
So,
Bravo, team. Bravo.
right in the ground. The other 3, however, do manage to make it through. Now, they have also very obviously been hurt by the experiences of the last 15 seconds. However, those 3 of them manage to maintain their balance. And so as you see them kind of storming down towards you, they are sledding towards you at a fairly quick speed, and you can see their faces are burned, their bodies are burned, but now they just look like, incredibly badass with like the flame wall and the sleet thing behind them. And they are just like, with murderous fury in their eyes, and they're coming at a top pace. I don't unfortunately have token for barbarian sledding downhill. I'm sorry, that seems to be not something Roll20 has created.
What?
Crispy barbarian
Maybe it's a
sled.
premium. Maybe it's a premium token.
I'm actually waiting for the fan art to come flowing in on this. Like, I really.
Yes.
Come on, man. Like, this is.
We take all kinds of fan art. Doesn't have to be a drawing. You can also make a song about us if you want to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like poetry.
Songs, poems, sonnets, stories, anything.
Even a
Haikus.
dirty limerick.
Limericks, yes, please.
Yeah,
Limericks.
limerick. Mocking limericks are perfectly acceptable.
We want more limericks, yes.
Okay, I found the barbarian that I'm going to use, but this is the one that popped up when I first put in barbarian. I asked you, chat. What?
What?
Hell?
The name of all that is holy is that.
Is that Adventure Time Barbarian?
It says whimsical barbarian. I'm like,
Whimsical barbarian.
I don't.
Well, I found my next character.
Oh, God. Adventure time barbarian.
A barbarian. And
Oh yeah, we've
barbarian.
heard the barbarian before. It's true.
Stealing my class idea.
Okay, so here we go. This is actual size. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's reduce this in size.
just turns into Attack on Titan. They're just like, it was us all along. We are the giants.
Suddenly, Shadow of Colossus.
Yeah.
Okay. So these guys come through. They are still, you'll be happy to know, on fire. And let's indicate that. On fire. And on fire.
Nice.
And on fire. But they are coming at a very quick pace.
I have such a good idea of what to put into their way.
Okay.
Is it fire?
Okay. Now, the guys on the top of the ridge all shoot. And so, let's see. Most of you are in cover, actually. Yeah. So all of the arrows, you know, again, you hear things sort of slamming into the men here, like just arrows bouncing off, you know, and things like that. But you also, like, you narrowly avoid one that, like, shoots past your ear, Urash, because you don't get as much protection behind the altar as the others do behind their men here. And then the barbarian leader yells something like, "Oh, Noxu!" And then he takes his sled, and instead of, like, sort of, you know, doing what they did, which is jumping down, he whistles, and then he jumps up, and he gets onto the back of a wolf, which appears from behind him. And with the sled, he actually tosses the sled down on this side of the cloud. Let me put it here. On this side of the cloud. And he goes this way with the wolf leaping on the sled. So the wolf now is on the sled balancing as the sled goes flying down the hill with him on the back of it.
This is.
So he's the leader then.
Well, or something. That might be.
That's the only one we need to kill, folks. It's the only one we need to kill.
And I've even got a character for him.
Ooh.
Except
He's got different token. He's definitely the leader.
Yeah, he's. You have to imagine that not being a horse, but actually
It's a horse-shaped sled.
Yeah, it's
It's a horse-shaped wolf.
It looks like a bobsled. It's fine.
Okay, we just turn. Ugh, the only thing I don't like about Roll20 is that it doesn't let me pivot. The stupid. There we go. Aha! That's what
Pivot.
He's huge. Oh, there we go.
I know. That's what I was trying to get to. Okay, good, lovely. And he heads down there. All right, and that leads us to Greta with Celsig on deck.
Do we get our pot shots, Celsig and I, for
Yeah.
these guys coming out?
You do not get your pot shot because you already took one at the leader. If you remember, Doran. You took one.
He also held an action, didn't he?
Yeah,
but you can't.
I
You
have
can't
two
do,
actions.
Yeah, but you can't do. That would be attacking twice in a turn, which unless you're the attack.
I have 2 attacks.
Well, okay, but as part of a
sorry.
single action, though, because the way this works is if you take the attack action, and that counts as 2 attacks, that's 1 action, not 2. So the question is, do you follow what I mean? You can attack the same guy twice.
You can either attack twice or not attack at all.
No, you can
Sorry.
either, if you attack something, that action means you're attacking twice with that action, not that you can take 2 separate actions, each of which is an attack. So in other words, you wouldn't be attack this guy and then immediately attack a second guy. You'd be attacking the same person twice, immediately, one right after the other. So if you wanted, you could have done a second pot shot if you wanted on that guy, is the point that I'm making, if you wish. But you can't, essentially, the attack action twice is allowing you to swing twice, if you will, or fire twice, not fire once and then wait for the next time you can fire again.
Okay. I think I understand. So I held my action for nothing? Is that...
Well, no, because you already used your action. You fired at the guy. That was your action.
Yeah, but he could have fired twice. He just decided not to because he thought he could.
I'm happy to
hold
let you
the
make a second attack now if you wish, assuming that you did it with him at the top. I don't mind ex post facting owing that. So to speak.
Okay, sorry for the confusion.
That's fine. No, that's fine.
All right. It probably will not come out as well anyway. Yeah, no. It didn't hit.
Unfortunately, yeah. Sorry about that.
okay.
But Celsig now does actually have a held action that he can use if he wishes.
So I'll just pop round. I'll just take a pot shot at the middle fella there.
Okay.
What sort of range are we talking about here now?
So that would be about 100 feet, maybe just outside of it, 110.
I really wish I'd had the ranges of my short bow noted down.
I think it's probably 60, 120, probably.
Yeah, probably. Hang on, short bow. There we go. Thanks, Compendium. You told me nothing. It just said, short bow. It's a bow. Thanks.
It's a bow that's short.
There we go. Yeah, 8320.
What?
83.
What?
What did you...
80. So it's going to be long range because it's outside of 80 feet.
Ah.
I was checking the range of my short bow.
Okay, right. 80, 120. Right. Okay. So yes. So you're firing at long range. So you're firing at disadvantage.
Yeah.
I thought you said 8320.
That's what I thought.
That's what it says.
8320.
Christ, that's a great bow.
I just learned what Panda Express is.
Wait,
The compendium. Yeah, the compendium shit lists the short bow as 80/320.
the long range is 320 on a short bow?
I think 320 is the maximum extreme range you could possibly shoot at.
I mean, the longbow's 600 feet, so
Everyone just quickly checks their
Yeah,
manual.
no, and maybe you're right. I mean, like, it means you're at disadvantage within that area, so it just gives you more of an effective range.
I'd never use it at that range because, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Wow. Okay, that's farther than I thought. Well, that's fine. So then you're firing still at disadvantage within it. So
Yeah, so that's 2.
Wow.
First.
320. Holy sh...
But that's about
Holy
100.
shit.
That's feet.
Well, that's a shame.
yeah, unfortunately,
that's-
not so much.
That's feet, isn't it? It's not 320 meters.
That's
it's
right.
No,
That's
it's
feet.
No, that's feet.
So that's about 100 meters. That's totally fine.
I don't know. I'm not measured in meters. I'm measured in feet.
Okay, so that unfortunately does not hit. I'm sorry to say, you do not hit the flaming barbarian, Celsig, with your held action. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not that much. Maybe I'm just thinking about it in terms of. Yeah, I guess maybe not that much. All right, that is. So now you've taken your attacks. Blah blah blah. That leads us to Greta.
Yeah. So the barbarians, they're sledding along, right?
Yes.
Will they? Can I already see which side of the men here they will most likely pass? Will they try to pass on the narrow side or on the wider side towards the altar?
That looks more likely that they're going to be towards the wider side, towards the altar, but you're not 100% sure. They haven't committed completely yet, but it looks like it would be more likely to be on the side that's closer to the altar.
Okay, so from me to the other side of the ridge, that's less than 30 feet, right? Like, from me to the gap between the altar and where, my other people are.
I think it was a 25-foot gap you guys had said.
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, so if I have a spell that is with a range of 30 feet, I could put something on the other side, right? We're getting there.
Yes, I would say so.
Okay, I'm gonna put a Guardian of Faith there.
Yes.
Ah, nice. Tell us what that does.
That's more like tower defense now. It's a large spectral guardian in which stands there, and everything that passes within 10 feet of that guardian has to make a dexterity saving throw. If they fail it, they take 20 radiant damage.
Ooh.
If they succeed, they only take half that. Once the Guardian has done 60 damage in total, it vanishes.
Okay.
So it's a little like tower defense. Something gets close enough, boom.
Excellent.
And it's like a huge guy in armor and has a shield and a spark.
Let's see.
And it stays there for 8 hours, so it's fine.
Okay, so extra attack. I'm sorry. I'm also looking just to. I want to make sure that I made the right ruling on Fleos's question about the extra attack. So
I looked it up. I think you're right, Arv. So
I think so. I'm just looking again to double check because it's the real reason. Actually, I need to make sure that I double check about splitting that attack on the turn because I think on the turn I may have been in error and I'm going to have to adjust it. But I think I'm right in this case because it has to be on your turn, not that you can hold one part of it afterwards. So
Right.
holding the extra is what's causing it. So I think I was right, but I've learned something today and I need to look into that later on. Anyway, so sorry. Okay, so you play Spectral Guardian right lights. Do you want to like trace out where it's going to be so we can see it?
I can. I'm gonna try to paint it. I'm gonna make it a blue guardian.
Ooh.
Okay, I like it.
There's a blue. This is a very nice blue. So from me over there, like there. I'm not good at painting, but I think I hit it.
Okay, so you want them to be able. So if they pass within 10 feet of that, or is that the radius that they pass within? Like 10 feet of that dot, or
if they pass within 10 feet of that dot will hit them.
Okay, unless they make this dexterity saving throw.
Then they only take half damage. That is fine.
Gotcha. All right, I love it. These.
You know, if I also imagine like if a giant guardian hits you with a sword, even for 10 damage, that's going to be slightly irritating when riding on a fast sled.
Yep, you were 100% right about tower defense. By the way, this absolutely is that. By the way, Chad, you are watching Pen and Pixels, episode 184. This is D&D with GOG, Storm King's Thunder. I am your host, Arvin Eleron. I am joined by the amazing GOG crew, our standard group, of course, which is Pyron J, Darksaber 2K, Screaming Joypad, and of course Tasty Chai. But we are also joined by a former member who has been with us once before. More recently, I guess, within the last 6 weeks to 8 weeks or something. And then, of course, is Fleos, who has joined us as well. And Fleos just needs to, quit his job so he can hang out with us all the time. That's really what he needs to do.
Forget teaching kids.
Forget family and, like putting food on tables. What matters is really D&D. But no, we're happy to have all of you with us. If you like what you see in here, please follow GOG. Please subscribe to the GOG channel because that helps all the streamers and you can show your love for DRM free and tabletop games. And please check us out on our individual channels as well. We do not have anybody next except for the Crocs tomorrow. So that means that we will, when we close up shop, that will be the end of Tuesday. And what an epic Tuesday it will be, he said, as he returns to the screen and moves us on to Celsig, who is up next. Greta, I assume you're going to stay where you are as you were doing this?
Yes, I'm not gonna walk over the poles while trying to do this. I'll just stay here on my little island with my little altar, and when I'm done with casting spells every turn, I will return to help Urash.
Dig it. All right, cool stuff. That is going to lead us up to Celsig with Doran on deck. Celsig, what would you like to do?
Gonna hold my bow shot until they approach to about 70 feet away.
Okay. And then you're going to fire at just anyone who gets within that 70 feet?
First person to get within 70 feet.
Okay. Dig it. I keep saying dig it. I'm doing that because you're digging, so.
Yeah.
That leads us to Doran with Raksha on deck. Or Raksha with Doran on deck, I guess. It's up to you what order you want them to go.
Yeah, well, Raksha, being a melee character, is going to stay right where she is and not do anything. Doran, however, is going to peek out and take 2 more shots. The first one is going to be at that dude on the left, and now they're within his range, so it's just a normal bow attack.
Sounds good.
And that's horrible. Okay.
Unfortunately, that's a miss.
Okay, another attack. What is going on?
You're like, vroom, vroom. Well, because you're distracted, right? Because you're like, what is Greta doing over there? So you're kind of firing. And unfortunately, 2 misses.
It's very distracting, and that's my turn.
I summoned a shimmering giant. Yes.
By the way, is this
That's amazing.
Greta? Can you does this affect anybody or just enemies? And
Hostile.
Hostile. Okay. And but it is shimmering, so theoretically anyone could see it.
It is shimmering. So it looks definitely not like a real giant. It is shimmering, and everybody can see it. It is, like I said, it's a giant with a shield and a sword emblazoned with the symbol of Foltus.
Okay, I think
Nice.
some of these may want to peel off before they go straight towards the giant. We'll see.
That is
okay.
fine.
Does it take damage, by the way?
No.
Okay.
I just noticed I critically failed on 2 of those. Like my pot shot, I failed.
I saw that.
Okay.
I saw that. That's okay. That only is going to have very limited effects if there are things right near you. As it is, you can feel embarrassed about it if you like, but it's not going to have any effect on on anything. You don't like shoot directly into the back of Urash or something like that.
That's good.
So, who knows? Maybe someday I'll include crit fail, things.
Please don't.
Yeah, no. Basically, if crit fails happen on skill checks and things like that, that tends to be a lot worse. Or on attacks, if you're in the midst of a situation with 5 guys around you, that's not a good time to crit fail. But where you are, not a big deal. Other than the fact you don't hit. So yeah, no, 1, 2, and a 1. Good lord. All right, that's going to lead us to Urash with River on deck. Urash, as you are digging down, you suddenly feel, or you suddenly hear, like your digging hit something.
Can I clear the dirt away with my hands
Yes.
to see what I hit?
Yes. It is.
Then I do that.
It is the top of something wooden. It's not clear what kind of wood, but it feels like very sort of stiff, cold sort of wood that is maybe slightly... Well, actually, no, it's not really. It's pretty well preserved. But it's something wooden.
Okay. Can I grab it?
It's bigger than this. It's just the lead. Like, you just, hit the... as you were coming down, but you're going to have to clear more around it to get more there.
Okay, I will clear more around it.
That is going to lead us to River. What would you like to do? You see this shimmering giant pop up.
Pretty. Let me see. So, they came out of the fire. They're on fire. They're in
So what are they?
range.
More fire.
I don't have more fire. That's up to
Ah.
them. But I do have more ice, as it turns out.
That's all they need.
Ice storm, right in their way. And that's like all the things I can do, because everything else requires a lot, them to be a lot closer.
For some reason, I'm just getting this image of the guy in the Star Trek reboot movie. Fire everything! Like, he just fires absolutely everything on the free Earth. Ice storms, spectral giants.
That's how I feel right now, especially because I recognize that I'm hurt, and if they reach me, I will hurt more, and I don't like pain. So...
I don't blame you. Okay, so this is a 20-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder of an ice storm, which is going to appear. Let's see. Tell me if this is right. It's going to appear. Well, actually, where are you putting it? Because.
Let me see if it'll let me draw pictures.
Okay.
I don't know how to draw pictures. Oh no! Yeah, right there. Right there. That's too big, but like there-ish.
There. Okay, now, but here's the thing, though. It's a cylinder, so you need to do like it's going to only be 20 feet because you just made it. Yeah, as you said, you made like a 60 feet wide.
Too big. I don't know how to erase it.
That's okay. I can erase it. But like.
Okay. Like basically the middle guy.
Okay, so like for instance.
Like right in the middle to try and get as much splash damage as possible.
Are we talking like that?
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
Okay. All right. So a storm and a fire. Would that make a firestorm? Barbarians first ice, then fire, then ice. Where are we, Ohio? I mean, that's more or less. That's pretty close. They're all heading to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremonies. All right. So you place this ice storm goes up. So it's just sleet storm, fire, ice storm in front of them, and the reaction seems rather satisfying in that. So this one, which is not nearby it, is going to turn around, or basically slide away from it, and is now heading this way, and it seems like it's going to be going to this side, and as I said, they're going very fast, although they're starting to slow down. This one has no chance to miss it and is going to plunge right into the middle of the ice storm. And so he's going to make a dexterity saving throw. He's going to.
Can I ask a really quick question? The might sound like.
1 minute. Give me 1 second. He's going to fail the dexterity saving throw like nobody's business. I think. What's the DC? What is the difficulty that he needs to try to beat, Chai?
I'm trying to figure that out. I'm just looking at it on Roll20. It says each creature must take a dexterity saving throw. A creature takes 2d8 bludgeoning damage,
Right.
4d6 cold.
Yeah, I'm looking at the same thing, but you should have a spell DC on your character sheet.
Oh, 15.
Ah,
There we
okay.
are.
Thank you. Yeah, so he misses that
Sorry.
terribly. So that means I would like you to roll 2d8 and Arno. This is Dungeons and Dragons that we're playing. Welcome. This is tabletop D&D. We play this once a month, although I'd love to play it all the time, but we play once a month on here. And I'm playing with 5 five either former or current GOG stream team members who stream on here all the time and who have been playing in this regular campaign for a long time and who are all awesome. Okay, so when they go into that, I would like you to roll, please, 2d8 bludgeoning damage and 4d6 cold damage as you go flying into this ice storm.
7 plus 16.
Okay, 23. That's quite some damage.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
Yep. So he goes plunging into that, and you just hear as he's getting hit. And you'll also be happy to know that causes him to go flying off his sled. So he ends up over here on his back, and basically seeming like he's going to struggle to his feet. This one does manage to turn and is going to go this way. So manages to get out of the way, but it takes them off the sort of normal course he was going to go. So there's that. This guy is going to go down this way, and as he goes down, his wolf, which is almost as large as Raksha, it's pretty sizable for a wolf, is going down this way and then leaps off the sled. So you all have this moment of seeing this thing leaping off of the sled over and past the flaming and in one case prone body of the barbarian, landing on the ground and then galloping towards the men here at full speed.
So one of these must have come within 70 feet at this point.
Yes, I would say, let's see. Actually, this one, yeah, technically it's on the right of the left side. Yeah, I would say this first one here, Celsic, the one that's up here in front, in the top left.
Yeah, so I'll take my snapshot at him then that I've been saving. So that's going to be within range. So no disadvantage for me. Come on. Oh!
Yep, it definitely.
Oh, jeez.
25 is quite a hit.
Yeah, shame can't do sneak because they know exactly where I am, but still. Wait, 7?
Sounds.
Yeah, that's right.
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah. I haven't used my bow in a while. It's
Okay.
like, why is the number so small?
Yeah.
I'm used to doing 700 damage with every hit. Okay. All right. So it sort of hits him. Oh, it kind of, recoils, but continues to come on now with murderous rage in his eyes. Okay, and you're gonna stay where you are, Sosek, or?
Yeah. I kind of tap Doran on the shoulder and point that he's coming around the other side as well, so that we don't get blindsided.
Gotcha. Speaking of Doran, you're up.
All right. So I'm going
Oh,
to
wait,
have.
I'm sorry. You know what? I beg your pardon. This was their turn. I got confused.
Yeah,
right,
that was a held
yeah,
action
right,
from
yep.
Celsic. Sorry.
Yep.
So the barbarian did that. Barbarian leader did that. Also, these guys on the ridge again do the lifting up their bows as if they're going to shoot next turn. That leads us to Greta and then Celsic. Sorry about that. Greta, you were up. What would you like to do?
I want to assist Urash.
In digging. Okay.
Digging, pulling out, whatever it is, I want to help.
Okay. All right. Well, you are digging furiously, and you're now digging around the edges of what feels like a box of some kind, or at least it seems like that, because there seems to be like a lid and a rim to it. But you're going to need to dig a little further to get more detail. That's going to lead us to now Celsic. Now we're back up to the top of the round with Doran coming up next. Now, what would you like to do, Celsic?
I think in this instance I will make another bow attack on the same target. So this fella here,
Okay.
who's just surf barbarian his way in, and 17.
17 will hit.
Excellent. Right. Ooh, 8 damage.
8 damage. All right. Hits again. This guy's not loving his life. You're going to stay where you are? I assume?
Yeah. If
Okay.
I move anywhere, I'm just going to end up surrounded. So.
Yeah. And that leads us to Doran. Doran, you were up.
All right. So first thing, Raksha is going to. Oops. Sorry about that. Come up to this first guy there, and make a bite attack.
Okay.
So that is a 15.
15 is going to hit.
Nice. Okay, and he takes 7 damage.
I do want to give you one comment, by the way. Hitting this thing when he's still on fire, there is a risk that Raksha could theoretically catch on fire. It's not a big risk, but it's possible.
Okay. It's all right. She'll do it anyway.
All right, let's see.
this is happening.
I need her to make a dexterity saving throw at +3 for me, please, to see if she misses that.
All
And
right.
then I'll take that 7 damage as well.
1d20. 3. Oh, natural 20.
Wow, it's just like you like matrixes out of the way. Raksha's like spinning in the air, like, okay, and lands on the other side, and lands, and does the bite attack. And now this thing basically kicks out its sled and is now on the ground with his great axe in his hands. Okay.
Okay, and then Doran is, let's see, how far away? I guess he'll just come up to this guy as well.
Yeah,
as a bonus,
about 35, 40 feet, basically.
35, 40 feet.
You can get there if you charge him. If you go directly at him and hit him melee, you can do that.
Okay, I'll do that then. As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark on that guy right there, and then I'm going to just swing with my unlit sword.
Okay, got the Hunter's Mark on there. Go ahead and make your attack.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Call him out in the ones and he gets a nat 20. Exactly.
Okay, a 19.
19 will hit.
Okay. And, sorry, I have this set up for the damage to be when it's on fire, so,
Don't be like that, Flails. Your sword is pretty lit.
Thanks. 13 damage.
Wow.
Full damage.
Quite a hit. So that, so you smack. This guy's looking fairly hurt now. He's taken a lot of damage over the
Oh, and I totally forgot the Hunter's Mark extra damage. Sorry about that.
That's right. Go ahead.
And so that's 1d6, I think.
Why do they attack us?
Yeah, so that's...
What?
I wonder, just after this time, I'm like, why do they attack us?
Oh my goodness, plus another... There are my rolls, my full rolls, plus another 6.
Wow. A lot of damage. Now he's looking very hurt. You're not 100% sure, but if these are the Grey Wolves, you might be desecrating their altar right about now.
Oops.
I might be desecrating the altar some more if they attack us.
Well, that's, that, listen.
Not like they paused to ask.
Yeah, exactly. Perhaps you'd like not
saw
to
you rubbing
desecrate
your
our
butt.
altar.
I cannot do this because Greta is lawful good, but still somebody could.
Yeah. How
You
does
want
Fox
desecration?
feel about
Take
altar desecration?
Desecrate this!
If this, hey,
Go
if this
away
stone
or gonna blow it up.
if this stone rock is in the way, it is getting crushed. All right, it's not staying here for much longer if this is in the way of whatever we're uncovering.
It's really funny. I'll do it. I swear to God, I'll do it.
I swear to God.
This bolt just appears in the sky. I won't let her.
That's
Tempest
wrong.
is just like, you got this. It's fine. Go for it.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I got your back.
Make it do a flip.
Yeah, just resecrate it, Miranda says. Like, just resecrate it. It doesn't really work that way. Okay. You want desecration? This is how you'll get desecration. All right. So that was a very good round from Raksha and Doran. That leads us to Urash with River on deck. All right, Urash. You now get on the outside, and you think that you could maybe, if you wish, try to dig down further and get the whole chest. It's probably going to take a little longer to do that, or just try to rip the cover, the lid up.
I'm just going to rip the lid off. I get advantage on strength stuff, so I'm just going to try and rip the lid off.
Make that strength check for me then, please, and
Cool.
go ahead and do the advantage.
Come on. I'll take the 24.
24. You rip the thing up, and as you rip the thing up, inside this thing, just lying on the bottom of this wooden box, is what looks like a large ring or circle of what looks like hardened magma. It looks almost like hardened, darkened lava with red sort of kind of swirls through it. Kind of pretty. But very large, as I say, probably would be enough to fit around, maybe your leg or something if you wanted, Urash. But
okay.
That is what is sitting at it, in it.
Excuse me, can I pick it up and try and put it over my shoulder? Put it over my shoulder so I could carry it?
Sure, you could do that. You could probably put it actually over, sort of through. So if you put it over your shoulder, you can carry it. It's not it's kind of heavy, but not terrible heavy. It's more that it's bulky. So as you're carrying it like this, you're not going to be able to fight effectively. Be aware, but you will. I mean, you can try to avoid damage if you can, but just be aware that that's the case.
Okay,
Can
cool.
we believe that this is an artifact?
Yeah, I'm gonna assume so. Buried under the biggest altar that the wolf tribe have here, and also sealed in a box buried underground.
And you suddenly hear a howl of rage, and you see the leader has like whipped his head around and sees you with it, and is like, and like is like looks like he's gonna start charging towards you.
Yeah, I think this is the relic.
I think we found it.
I don't know what tipped me off about that. I think this might be the relic.
I trust your judgment.
Thanks.
Now what are you going to do, Arash? Because you could theoretically move if you wish.
Cool. Well, I'm kind of stuck. I can't really move anywhere. How effectively? So I'm going to tell you what I want to do.
Okay.
And then you can tell me if this is stupid or not, or if I will definitely die. I want to try and... How big is the gap between the crevice? Between
about 20,
me and the fight, basically?
20, maybe 25 feet. Somewhere between 20 and 25 feet.
Okay.
On this side, on the left side. Over here.
I think we all know what's going to happen here, right? I'm going to try and take a running leap.
I'm here for it.
So at this moment... Oh, cheers. Thanks, Gusser.
Thoughts and prayers.
Yep, thoughts and prayers. Everyone get your FQ. Everyone get your FQ ready.
Thoughts and prayers. Are we going to get now, chat? Are we going to inspire him to make this roll? I just want to know. And that's how the relic was lost. And that's how they threw the anointing.
Yeah. Well, how far down is it?
It seems. Let me see. How long?
Like I can see the bottom, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It's fine.
You've already fallen to your death once.
It's basically fallen from space. It's fine.
Let's see. That would be. It's like about.
I expected to get like a ruler out and everything though.
Yeah, I'm
Carry the
just trying to calculate the exact shape depression. 25. It's about a well, it's not that bad. It's only a 60-foot drop. 50, 60 foot.
Only a 60-foot drop. How far did it fall from the castle?
I mean, hundreds of feet. But you also had a device that was intended to slow you down, theoretically.
Yeah, which failed.
Yeah.
But, you know. But that's fine. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so you can say something if you want, Greta, or stop me.
Does she even know you're going to do it?
Do I have an action of some kind?
Yeah, I mean, she can't really do a whole lot unless you're going to say, I'm going and you can't stop me, and then you like wind up on your turn.
Okay, timeline-wise, I'll tell you exactly how this breaks down. I grab said, rubber ring, I stick it on my arm, and I go, right, time to go to the fight, and I start running towards the edge.
Okay. Don't try to stop me, Greta.
Okay,
Greta, try to stop me, Greta.
Do I have like real action? Can I do something, or can I just shout something?
You can definitely shout something. If you have a reaction that says this is a reaction, you can try to do that. But otherwise,
nothing that would help him right now.
Yeah. What are you gonna shout?
I do have a thing that I can make as a reaction, but it's not gonna help him. Shout, the Guardian will protect you, because I think if he jumps over and maybe then he can, for some reason, only crawl or something, you could,
So if he gets on the other side, but is basically disabled at that point, then broken, then maybe he can do it. Yeah, I mean everyone says he'll make it. Yeah, Lone
So-
Wolf, I'm sorry. No,
so-
you don't make up for your earlier Inspire use. If you Inspire during Emberwind, then you used it up, which is fine. You did exactly what you should do with using it on Emberwind, but that means you don't have it to use now. And by the way, don't feel lonely, because my chat is always having to go, oh my god, I shouldn't have tried to help the Esper Genesis people, because now I can't help the D&D with GOG people. Like the campaigns are perpetually yelling at each other for getting in trouble so that they don't have inspirations for them when it comes to them. So.
It's just a big con. That's all we're doing. We're just constantly getting in trouble. So people use inspirations on the other party.
Exactly right. Oh, hey, now Doran has brought Raksha, by which I mean... wait, I gotta go.
Oh,
bigger screen.
Gigafrost inspires Urash.
Look at that.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Gigafrost.
Gigafrost, do you have that, Gigafrost? Do you have an Inspire?
Yes. Yes.
Don't just say yes. Like I would like to find out for Gigafrost, please. Do you have an Inspire, Gigafrost?
Do I have an Inspire?
If you are, the way it works is if you were subscribed to my channel at tier 2 or above, or if you were supporting my Patreon at $10 or above, you have an Inspire.
I
how it
supported your Patreon big time.
Right.
Yes.
Give me a minute.
But I normally, under normal circumstances, I would 100% give you that inspiration out of gratitude. I can't, in good ethical conscience, do it for your own party in the middle of it. If you want to inspire Gigafrost, that's how. You'd have to sub over on my channel. And this is just, again, no one is forced to have to do this, by the way. This is just a little fun thing that we do.
Absolutely fine. I got this. It's fine.
There is no opposite, Palin. We do
What
not
is
have
the
a
opposite of
D-Spire.
Inspire? Oh, Palin.
This
Oh.
isn't
Oh,
paranoia.
Palin.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
would be kind of fun though to do a campaign where chat could sabotage your rolls.
No, that would not be fun.
Disadvantage.
No.
Can we get
Okay,
a roll
so
to see if you
I'll-
transfer gets room? So you're going to make this jump.
No.
Well, the series of events are rubber ring on shoulder.
Right.
I say tally ho to glitter. I run
Right.
towards edge of cliff. I take a running leap.
And then you
I'll
make the
do
jump.
whatever else you need me to do. I rage. I try and land, and I try and throw the rubber ring towards the guardian, as in like sliding it across the floor. Talk
Alright.
to me, baby.
Well,
Give me the mechanics.
I was like,
Why?
you're gonna rage as a bonus
It's
action, right?
Yeah.
Rage is a bonus action, yes. So you're gonna
It is,
you're gonna
yes.
rage as a bonus action. Why are you raging? I mean, just because you're going to be fighting, so you might as well. Is that the idea?
Well,
Because you're mad at gravity, like, like why do I have
there's
to
a
jump?
fight going on, man. There's
Yeah,
like,
no, I know, I know.
I'm also praying to Tempest as I'm running.
Okay.
So I'm just like,
That's fair. That's fair.
Tempest is going to guide my legs and my speed. My axe is going to strike true. Let's just fucking do this. And
Alright.
I just
Go ahead and make the jump. By the way, this is 100% an athletics roll if you'd prefer that. I will happily take athletics instead of
thank
strength.
God.
100% athletics, but you're not. I don't believe you're getting advantage on this. This is just a straight athletics roll, I believe.
Okay.
Unless
that's-
someone inspires. And so wait just a second to see if anyone's going to do that. But if not, then
I think if somebody wanted to inspire the jump, that would have come out of the book.
I think that would have happened by now.
yeah, I
Definitely.
think let's do it. I love how epic, by the way, it is that you leap across and mid jump is where you're like. Is what you said.
Mid jump, I'm just like, and now I rage.
Just hold up the sign.
Yeah, my mammoth might doesn't include jumping. It includes push, pull, lift, and break. So, athletics. Come on, baby. Ah, that could have gone so much.
Well, you're like,
Could have
and
gone
you
so
like
much
make the leap,
better.
and there's a moment of like, you know, you're shining in the sun, you know, like
gonna
sparkling
make it. I'm
ice
gonna make
around you, and then you slam hard into the wall on the other side of it. Now I'm gonna need you to make a dexterity saving throw to see if you can grab onto the wall before you slip down it.
Okay.
No.
You do make that. So you're like, so you just kind of grab on. You are gonna take some damage though, just then.
That's fine.
Uh,
It was epic enough. I'll take.
Oh, no,
some
it was
damage.
great. You're going to take 4 damage, which will be reduced to
Yeah.
2, right? So you're down to 50 out of 75.
And this is why I raged.
Yeah, exactly. Splat, yep. So you are now hanging on the end. Now, fortunately, the ring is big enough, this thing, this bracelet ring circle thing, is big enough that it's like sitting on your arm, so you're like able to hold on. But nonetheless, you've just got the one arm up there. And actually, let's place
Yep.
you over
Yeah.
here.
Oh,
There
yep.
we are.
My no.
Okay, that's going to lead
So-
us to River. It was a great turn, Mike. Well worth everything. River, and then looks like the bad guys are going to go. River, what are you going to do? You see, you heard a roar, and then basically is what you just heard.
I was thinking, what if I could help him with a gust of wind? But unfortunately, I'm the origin of that, so that
Right,
would
it's
just
not.
work.
Yeah.
That would not be.
I'll help you. I push it back. I'm so angry at wind.
I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna river you.
It did not
my
die like
God.
this.
Yeah, exactly. And I have, let's see, my move speed is 30, so I couldn't reach him. I could try though. I think I'll try to reach him. Oh crap, I'm coloring. I don't want to color.
What?
So I want to move, like that would be maybe 30 feet to try and reach him, to try and help him with the ledge.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Gigafrost. Well, if that's the case, that's going to pop up here any minute. Gigafrost, I think, is just subbed so as to give us an inspiration which can work going forward. So you've got an inspiration now you'll be able to use. Thank you. That's awesome. Why do I not-
Yay, thank you.
I don't think I put the GOG alerts. I didn't, and you subbed. I believe you subbed on. Right, it'll be on this. Thank you, Gigafrost. That'll be on my channel, not on the GOG channel. Though you should also sub there because it's awesomeness.
Hi, she has them.
There it is. Hey, thank you, Gigafrost. Thank you. That's awesome. Look at that. Oh man, I love my which way emote. Kilbit did such a good job on that. All right. So nice. So Giga, you've got that now. So you've got this for any of my campaigns in the month. One time, not one for every campaign, but one time you can use this. So either the rest of today, or you can use it on my campaigns. I have a couple more campaigns coming up over the next few weeks. So, and you'll be able to use it for these folks again next month as long as you say sub to it. So, that's the drill. Okay, where am I? Yeah, I know. The reason why not once a campaign is then it becomes overbalanced. That's why Lone Wolf. I got to be careful. Okay, that is. So River, you said you were going to try to reach him.
Yeah, I moved. I'm like closer-ish to the totem, but I haven't quite reached Rush.
Okay. And that's Urash saying actually.
Mouthful of broken teeth and just blood.
Doran, how old is she? Right? How old is she?
Yeah, she turns 7 months tomorrow.
7 months tomorrow. Wow.
Happy birthday, baby.
Sorry, I didn't realize you guys could hear. I should probably mute.
No, it's totally fine.
Don't mute the baby.
Don't mute the
That's
baby.
No.
She's looking up at you like, Dad, why would you mute? Really? Aw,
Yeah, see?
so cute. Okay, let me see. I remember those days. Your babies have mute. No, I can confirm they do not. All right, so you've moved that far. You're trying to get to him. That means it's the bad guy's turn. Okay, the first one is going to try to attack you, Doran, because you are fighting them. So, let's see. And it comes in wildly, like he's just like completely recklessly. He leaves himself open for attack, but he's also going to attack. So the effect of this is that he's going to get advantage on attacks on you, but you will get advantage on attacks against him. So that's the effect that this has. And so he's going to roll an 18 and a 23. I get that 23 is going to hit, I assume, right? Doran?
Is he muted now?
He is.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
We told you not to do it.
So Doran,
Yeah,
I
I
don't know,
know.
Flayos, I don't know if you heard what I was saying about that he is like just recklessly charging and sort of raging, kind of a version of Warash's rage. So it means that he will get advantage on attacks against you for at least this round, but you will get advantage on attacks against him. So that said, he just got an 18, and then the second roll, the advantage roll was 23, which I
23 hits.
think is going to hit. And he's going to do. Oh man, great X. A D12 though, but is only going to get 6 points of damage.
Ooh.
Which hits you with his great axe. It's not that great an axe. Alright. Okay. Yeah, she does look like him. Agreed. Okay, that's the first guy. Let's see. The second one is going to end up, I think, is going to seeing his leader. Is he? Yeah, I think so. I think he's going to charge this way also. Leaps off his sled, and I would say is going to look up at the giant, and is going to sort of stride in towards the giant to try to attack it, the Spectral Guardian. How long does the Spectral Guardian last?
8 hours.
8 hours.
It's 8 hours or until it does 60 damage.
Yeah, 8 hours or until it does 60 damage. That's true, yes.
Thank you. I was going to say, all right. There we go. Gigafrost has become
Until
an
we've
Arva
won.
patron. There we go. I just saw the thing go through. Thank you, Gigafrost. Exactly 6 weeks. It's going to last long enough, is the answer.
Can this Guardian move?
Nope.
So could we maybe like cast this on something that moves, like a trolley?
Nope.
Just wheel around with us?
Nope. You cannot.
What
You
this
cannot.
is called?
It hoovers.
It's called Spectral. Then thank you very much, by the way, for the sub, Gigafrost. This is Spectral Guardian or Spiritual Guardian?
Guardian of Faith.
Oh, that's okay. That's why I couldn't find it.
Yes, it's mine.
It's a new one for me, so I have not.
It's a large spectral guardian appears and hovers for the duration in an unoccupied space of your choice that you can see within range. The guardian occupies that space and it is indistinct except for a gleaming sword and shield emblazoned with the symbol of your deity.
Okay.
Any creature hostile to you that moves to a space within 10 feet of the guardian must, for the first time on a turn, must succeed on a dexterity saving throw. The creature takes 20 radiant damage on a failsafe or half as much damage on a successful one. The guardian vanishes when it has dealt a total of 60 damage or after 8 hours.
Yeah, they were saying it's hovers is what it
Yes.
can because they were saying hoovers like the vacuum that's Hoover. No,
sorry.
it's hovers. You all be nice.
Another word.
You all be nice. Okay, so that is
that word before I actually knew what you meant.
Yeah, no, I knew what you meant. So you actually make the saving. He does make the saving throw. So he's only going to take how much damage? Did you say?
10.
Okay. So he will take that damage, which hurts, and he doesn't like it. So the thing I'm wondering about is if he would occupy his attention, is if he would think it's something to attack, or if he would not do that.
Well, it is big and it's just hit him. So
Yeah, I suppose. So he'll probably swing at it, which is going to be kind of useless. So let's keep track of the fact that it is dealt so far 10 points of damage. So there's 50 points of damage left.
can you? I don't have. Oh, there's a pen. Okay, I can do this. Okay, got it.
Okay. And then this last guy is, I think, going to get there. He's not going to get quite turned around yet. There we go. But soon. All right, and then this guy just runs directly, zooms directly. Now, he is going to go past this thing, so they'll be able to, again, he'll have to make a dexterity saving throw. And he,
Wait.
wow. Critical.
That means it's also hovercraft and not hoovercraft.
Yes,
That's right, hovercraft, yeah.
Oh, I said that wrong my whole life.
But
It's
now
okay.
you know.
Wouldn't a Roomba be a Hoovercraft?
It should be. Don't you mean a Ramba? So he goes there. He goes past him. He actually critically succeeds on his dexterity. This guy is not messing around. But he's still going to take 10 damage. So he's taken 20 damage has been given out by the Guardian so far. The leader is going to take 10 points of damage. And he basically comes right to it, and he brings his enormous axe down on your hand that is holding on to the ledge, Urash.
Okay.
Oh,
Or he's going to try anyway. Well, that's that would be a 24 to hit.
Sounds like
Yeah,
someone
man.
else is getting their fingers stitched back on after this.
Oh! 15 points of damage.
Now is that already halved or?
No, it's not already halved. So if you have it, that would mean 8 points of damage. The bigger problem besides that is that because I have you at 42 out of 75 now. The bigger problem is you need to make a. I'm actually going to need to make you make a strength saving throw to see if you can hold on.
Okay. I do get advantage on strength saving throws for things that involve my hands. Does that count?
If I believe this to be true, yes. Is that
You should
actually
be a
the case?
lawyer, I tell you.
Is totem spirit feature mammoth might. Carrying capacity, including maximum load and maximum lift, is doubled. You have advantage on strength checks made to push, pull, lift, or break. Strength is kind of my thing.
I mean, he's trying to lift
Yeah,
himself.
all right. You know what? It's about the strength of the grip. Sure, why not? I'll allow it.
Cool.
Oh,
Womp
Oh no! Oh my God. So you do not hold on, and you plummet back into the
This
chasm.
is gonna hurt.
Yep.
Here he goes falling again.
All right. So.
oh gosh darn it. Do I have a healing spell that reaches down 60 feet?
That's fine. I wouldn't worry about it. I've got a potion of healing. I'll quaff that at the bottom.
I like how you're confident that you'll be okay.
Yeah.
Enough to
I will
do
be
that.
All
okay,
right, you're
I'm-
going to take 30
Listen to
points
the
of
damage.
damage as you impact the ground. Halved, though,
I
so
have.
that means 15. So rage against the ground. Ah! So that means you're down to 27 if I counted that properly.
I am. I'm still going strong. I'm okay.
27, and you are now lying on the ground at the bottom of this cavern, which is this chasm, which has basically got ice sort of all along the floor at the bottom. And you see the guy like staring, the warg, or the wolf, I should say, that he's on, stares balefully over the edge at you.
He's mine. That's it.
And then
Can I-
that's yeah,
Can I shout at him?
sure. Shouting is a free
Well,
action.
that was stupid, barbarian guy.
And he kind of flicks his he
Sassy
stares
character.
at you.
Seriously, he just put his artifact down into the chasm with an angry barbarian. It's like,
So he sees that, and then he says something to his wolf, and the wolf begins to back up.
oh,
All right, Greta,
this will
it's your
work out really well.
Greta, it's your turn. You see this guy backing up.
Hopefully he will fail and fall down with me.
True.
I will say this guy is most likely less than 150 feet away from me, right?
Oh yeah.
So how big is this fireball exactly?
Well,
Is there any creature in a 20 feet radius around that guy that I like?
the guy that you like.
No,
No.
if I hit him and he is, just imagine,
Right.
just in case
Right,
something
right.
like
Is there
this
any
happens,
creatures?
he's in the center of a 20-foot radius
No,
of his.
it would hit his own guys if anything.
Okay, then here we go. Here comes a fireball.
Okay.
Boom. I clicked. Game, do something. Roll 20. I clicked on the spell.
Well, 20's like I can't. I just can't. I must look
Oh.
away.
Oh,
Yeah.
the humanity.
Wait a minute. Okay, right. DC 14 dex save. That's what I was gonna say.
26 damage if it hits him.
He does make the save. And the people around him, though, both fail.
86?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yep. Mage, no cleric.
Okay, so 26 points of damage to him.
Does the wolf count as a flammable object that isn't being worn or carried?
I would say so. Does that mean that it's set on fire?
Yes.
So the wolf
It
is now
igni-
on
it-
fire.
It ignites flammable object in the area that aren't being worn or carried.
So the wolf is now flaming. Starts yelping and biting at everything in its rage, and he's like trying to get control of it. These other two guys, by the way, did not make their saves. You'll be happy to know. And so
Yes.
this one is going to take a metric ton of damage. That's an official term. And the other one is going to take. Oh boy. So this guy now looks extremely hurt. This guy looks pretty hurt. You guys look somewhat hurt. You can hear it. That's what happens. You can hear the screaming in the background. That's how the wolf is reacting.
That's what it sounds like.
Yep. Okay. Now, all right. So you fired that. Are you moving anywhere, Greta, or not?
How tall is the altar? Is it taller than me?
Is he? I'm sorry. Say that again.
Is the altar? Is it taller than I am?
The
like
altar,
higher.
I don't think it is taller than you. Let me just double
That is
check.
good. Then I want to stand behind it, just in case a guy on a flaming wolf jumps at me.
Yeah, it's probably close to your height. You could probably like duck below it if you wanted to, for sure.
Yeah, I just want to stand. Yeah, I just want to be able to look over it if I choose. Oh, that was the wrong thing. I'm sorry. If I, I want to be able to look over it.
Gotcha.
And just duck in case if something happens. And that's it.
That's right, roughly, Seabo. The metric F ton of damage. Yeah, that's an official term. But
Yeah.
Okay, Celsig is up. Doran is on deck.
Would it be fair to assume that with all the barbarians and wolves on fire, the incredibly focused barbarian leader focusing on the other barbarian that just fell down a chasm, no one's really paying any attention to me right now?
I would say that that's certainly true of the two barbarians and the barbarian leader here. I would not say that's true of this dude.
Yeah,
who is
the one
looking
I
in that
hit.
direction.
Yeah,
Right.
that's fine, because I was going to pop out of here and sneak attack with my bow on the guy by the chasm.
Okay.
Okay.
More snap.
18?
Okay, the 18 will hit.
Okay.
Look for him.
So that's 17 plus 9.
17 plus 9. Good God. 26 points of damage to... I'm sorry, which one was it?
This fellow here, right by the ravine. I think
On
he,
the right.
he was the one that was most damaged. If
That's
I
right.
recall.
So your arrows hit him, and he falls. It falls
Nice.
into the chasm. Now he is falling into the chasm, and you hear, Urash, this, and you look up, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as this flaming body is plummeting towards you.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, that was awesome.
Dexterity saving throw coming up. Don't be terrible. Not terrible, not great.
Yeah, it needs to be a little better than that. This guy is going to land on top of you, so let's see. So
Can I point my axe up at least?
not really, not when you got the ring on top of it, unfortunately. Let's see. He is going to do... Alright, he's only going to do 6 points of damage, which would be reduced to 3.
That's fine.
And that's the pretty good news. The not so good news is that he is on fire. And so there is right now fire on him and on you. So that's going to affect you next turn until you can get rid of said fire.
Okay.
Look at she.
Yes.
And that's the other Flayos who's arrived.
Yeah.
I go balance.
She wants snacks.
She said, "I finished my snacks, Daddy. I want more snacks."
I don't blame her. I got it. Thank you, Echo. Okay, so good stuff. That one is dead and now on fire. So we will see about the effect that has on Urash next turn. Let me just put a little fire on. There we go. And then that is going to lead us to... That was Celsig's turn. Are you jumping back to where you were, Celsig?
I am going to try and pull back behind the rock a little bit more. Ideally, I'd like them to have to pass between there to get at me, so they'll have to risk the Guardian.
Got it. All right, that's going to lead us to Doran, who has got this flaming barbarian guy on him.
All right, so I feel like there's not enough fire, so I'm going to whisper something to my sword, and it's going to ignite. Now,
It's always such a pleasure to work with Doran.
I really admire your work.
and I will take a very damaged dude that's right next to me.
All right.
All right. 12.
12, unfortunately, is not going to hit.
Okay. Frustratingly, I go for the backswing with a 19.
The 19 will hit.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. And with it on fire, it does 16 damage.
Sword is on fire. Okay. So you just cut into this guy. He goes flying backwards. You also had the hunter's mark on him, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Well.
Yeah, that's true.
So he goes flying backwards, hits the ground, and lies dead. The flames just still, like, consuming what's left of his body. All right, that leaves 2 guys down here, and a bunch more guys up top. All right, are you going to stay where you are, Dorn?
I'm actually going to make my way. Oh, you know what? Raksha's going to do that too.
I was about
Back
to ask
behind
about
the
Raksha.
cairn.
Okay.
Oh god.
All right. That leads us to Urash with River on deck. Urash, you are currently on fire, so you were going to take a little damage from this flaming guy. It's going to be another 6 damage, which is reduced to 3, so 21 now.
Yep.
No, I just saw that, Gigafrost, and thank you. That's so nice of you. Yeah, it's tier 2, because basically the idea is to equal up the $10. So if it's $10 on Patreon, or tier 2 sub is $9.99, so that's basically how that works. So you have the inspiration, so you have an inspiration, and I will add it if you don't use it today, for you to use later. Add 1 to Gigafrost. I feel like Gigafrost is a good name for this battle too. Gigafrost, Gigafire, Gigaflame. Yeah, no, exactly. No, thank you, Gigafrost, very much. All right, that is going to bring us down to, so Celsig went, Doran went, Raksha went, Orash went, or Orash did not go. He just took his damage. It's now Orash's turn. Yeah, sorry.
I was going to say.
You are still on fire, but you can try to address that if you wish. That problem.
Is there any snow near me?
Yes, and you could also like throw this guy off you and like roll in the snow if you wish. Basically,
Yep, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Okay. I'm going to chuck this guy off me to stop, drop, and roll.
So you do that. It's very cold, not the most delightful cold you've ever experienced, but it does have the benefit of
better than the alternative.
Yes, so you are now no longer on fire.
Yeah.
That counts as a move, so technically you could then do an attack if you wish, but there's nothing really around you, I don't think.
Not particularly, no. So that's kind of me. But I'm not on fire anymore.
It's true, you're not. Okay, so that is you. That's going to lead us to River. What would you like to do, River?
Sitting here this whole time, like, what? Let's see. I think the guy nearest me, in my line of sight, I want to throw acid in his face.
Harsh.
So you're going to do it basically just to... All right, you're doing it to the guy who's on the wolf, right? The leader?
Yeah, yeah. Acid splash.
Okay.
Nice.
Excellent. All right.
So... is he within 5 feet of the other guy? Or are they not that close?
He's probably about more like 10 feet apart. And thank you for the follow, Ian Stone 420.
Target must succeed dexterity saving throw or take 1d6 in acid damage.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, let's see if he does. Let's see. And it's 15 you said that he had to beat.
Yes.
Oops. That is not going to do it. So he is crying just like the baby. All right, roll your 1d6, please. And thank you for your follow, Angry Chimp. Welcome to the DRM free community.
Takes 5 points of acid damage.
5 points of acid damage. All right. You'll be happy to know, and that was to the leader, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So he's and sort of yells out, like kind of grabs at his body where he is burning with acid.
Okay. And I use my move to come back more secluded behind the thing.
Got it. Okay. So now several things happen. The guy on back of the wolf, who is still on fire, grabs, unexpectedly apparently, the other guy who's still on fire, and holding him, kicks his heels into the side of the wolf. Thank you for the follow on my channel, whoever that was, and sends the wolf and him and the flaming guy directly towards the edge. They leap over towards you, Greta, and for just a moment.
Hello.
as you're looking above them, you're like seeing this, and Urash, you're looking up. The guy takes the barbarian, flaming barbarian, who's in his arm, and throws him towards you. Like projectile throws the flaming barbarian towards you. So we're gonna call this an improvised weapon. I think that's fair to say.
But towards Urash or towards me?
Towards Urash, because that's the guy he's throwing. Is the guy as he jumps over him. That's gonna be a 23 to hit.
Yeah.
He drops a burning barbarian bomb on Urash?
No, he throws a burning barbarian bomb towards Urash.
You dropped a tower on a giant.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I can drop an altar on a barbarian. But still...
Let's see. That is going to be 13 points of damage reduced by half, so that means you're down to 15.
Uh-oh.
And also, you'll be happy to know that you have a flaming dude on top of you.
Nice.
The good news is he's dead.
The bad news is he's on fire.
The bad news is he's on fire. Okay, and then I can't seem to separate.
I can help.
I remember a time when I wasn't ablaze.
Remember good times. Okay, for some reason I can't divide.
We have a new Urash meme.
Okay. And then he gets onto the other side, and he does make his dexterity check in case you're curious. And he's going to swing at you, Greta. So he's cleared the other side, his wolf snarling at you. He's going to swing at you twice with his great axe.
Did he pass my guardian again?
No, he was on the other side. He was like up here. Actually, yeah, no, he probably would have. Yeah, I take that back. Yes.
Thought so.
So
Okay. Hit him, guardian!
he makes it again, but he will still take 10 points damage. He's made every dexterity check. This guy is the MVP.
Yes,
He's the
Guardian
MVP,
is
the most
half
valuable
done.
barbarian.
Okay.
But he takes another 10 points of damage. Still seems okay. He still seems really tough. He gets the other side, attacks you twice. It's going to be a 19
Yeah.
and a 14.
Both hits. Are you sleeping? At least it should. Wait.
That is going to be a total of 20 points of damage from those two attacks. As he just like
Okay.
whoosh with this.
Yep. Got it.
And then his wolf reaches out to bite you. But is only going to get a 13.
I'm not sure. It doesn't seem to calculate the armor class of my shield, and I don't know how to get it to do it.
I think Roll20 doesn't seem to track armor class correctly either. For
It
me.
has
So
to
how
be, yeah, it has to be
much-
carefully set. So
How much does a shield give?
usually an AC shield will give you either AC 1 or 2. We'll add.
Okay, then I guess then I would be at 13, armor class 13.
Okay, unfortunately that hits the bead. It's a tie though, so he has
Okay.
to. So that is going to hit.
Oh.
So. Ooh, the wolf does 8 points of damage. Ow.
Okay.
And the bigger problem
Got it.
is the fact that you need to make a Constitution saving throw, or he is going to knock you backwards. The wolf will.
Is the wolf still on fire?
All of this while the wolf is
15.
on fire. By the way, all while this has been going on, he's been taking damage, and what did you get? I'm sorry, 15. You make that.
Yes.
So you are not, in fact, knocked backwards. You managed to hold yourself in place.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. And that is going to lead us to... That is going to bring us up to... that was his turn, and what a turn it was. Now the arrows go off from all the barbarians on the ridge. And they all fire off. I think they miss everybody, with the possible exception of poor Urash, who is actually not undercover. Oh no, you know what? I take that back. You are undercover because you got
on top of
you got the guy on top of you, so you just hold him up. As it like hits him. I forgot all about that. All right, so you're good then. Okay, Greta, it is your turn. You have got an angry, big-time barbarian badass plus his wolf on fire, like right in front of you.
Are they like standing on the altar?
No, it's a
or-
little bigger than that because remember the tower. It's like 50 feet, so he's standing right next to it.
He's next to it. Okay.
Finally cleared that guy away. There we go.
Do they look like healthy and happy, or how are they doing?
He's like on fire, burned, frozen, hit multiple times, but he has not looked close to death yet, but he's definitely been hurt a lot.
I cannot see Urash from here, right?
Not at the moment.
This is not good. Give me a moment because I want to heal. I just need to. I changed my spells on the last rest, if you remember. So I need to find the right one. This will sound stupid, but I want to touch myself, so I will have to.
I touch myself.
And it's just, these are all the ranged ones. Q. Oh, I only put the ranged one on the higher level, so that's not. Okay. I'm marking them.
What? The discussion that's going on in chat. What armor class does your armor class not listed on this?
On core.
Aaron?
You click on core.
Oh. There we go.
Click on core.
Your
And
armor
then you
class is
see
11.
armor class. And then +2 for the shield, I
It's
think.
13. Yeah, but what? Oh, you've got scale mail? No, there's no way that
Yes.
scale mail is only getting you an 11 armor class. There's not a chance.
Well, I don't know. I trusted this thing.
No, that
Lied
can't
to
be
you.
right.
I have a scale mail plus. I have a scale mail +3 from our adventure. It's
Scale mail
listed down
plus
there
3 is-
under items.
Yeah, scale mail +3 is gonna be better than that.
Well, I don't know.
All right, let me look. I'm gonna type it in manually because it's definitely not right. Scale mail is 14. Okay. No, wait a minute. Maybe this is why. So it's 14. Your dex modifier is -1, right?
Yes.
So that's 13. But +2 for the shield means you should still have an AC of 15.
Well, then the wolf did not bite me, and I'm still at 20.
There we go. That's good to know.
So the wolf did not bite me, and I'm still at 20.
No, and Sherry, not that much. It's going to bring you up to, it's 14 and then +3. Oh, wait. 14 + 3 is 17. -1 is 16. +1 is 17. So it's 17 armor class, not 15. So 17. All right.
Wow.
It does seem weird that she'd have worse armor than me.
Yeah.
Then also the leader only hit me once.
Okay. So, let me just confirm that's right. It's scale mail +3, so it's normally 14. +3 is 17. -1 for your dex is 16. +1 for the shield is 17. Yeah, 17. Okay. Good. Lovely. So, that means then that you will have only been hit once. So that would mean that you're back. I don't remember what he hit you for the second time. So you're around 20, you said?
This is if the wolf did not bite me, I'm at 20, and I got 12 from the leader.
So he only would have hit you once. So then you're at 32 out of 63.
No, the leader in total hit me for 12.
Oh, okay,
so I
that's
guess
right. That's
I would
right.
be
He
at
did.
26 or something.
Yeah, that's right. Yep, you're right. So
because if you halve that, because he made
That's
a
right.
total of 12 damage, so that would be like 6.
Yep, so 26. I don't remember if it was
Yeah.
7 and 5 or 5 and 7, but we'll do that. So
Yeah, okay.
26 out of 63. Good, cool. All right, now we're all back on track.
Okay, then I don't feel that dead. Only like a little more than half dead at this point in time.
Yeah. I mean, you're not that close to Faultus yet.
No, I'm feeling fine today. Things are burning. Things are
yeah.
going fine.
Great.
I wonder if I can knock him down some way, but I don't have anything that knocks back. Maybe I just hit him on the nose with my mace, maybe.
Come on, push him towards me.
That's the...
He also lands on Urash.
Yeah.
Please tell me you're going to give like a "This is Sparta, this is Sparta," and kick him into the pit.
Can I do
I'm
that?
thinking he's more
Can
like
I try to kick it in the pit?
usually with the wog
Oh.
on top of him, just like. "Ugh."
Close.
The truth is, yeah, the problem is that the pit, to get him over to Urash, that would be about a 30-foot kick is a lot of kick. When
No,
he's
I
on
mean,
it.
I don't care to get him over to Urash, because then maybe he will land on Urash. I just want to kick him down. Can I just kick him into the pit?
That problem is that, but the only way to do that would be if you, because you're close to the edge of the pit yourself, he would have to, like, the only way to do it would be to somehow kind of, like, dodge and then kick him off to the side. Because, like you'd have to almost, like, leap to his right. Because he's coming at you, and you are the one who's at the pit, who's, like, close to the pit. I'm zoomed in as far as I can, but basically, move this out of the way. You're here, right? And
Yeah,
he's
I
there.
just-
So
yeah.
you'd have to, like, go there so you could kick him this way, maybe, but you wouldn't really be able to do that in a turn, I don't think. So as
Yeah,
cool as it would
okay.
sound, I don't think it's likely.
Okay, but it was a nice idea. So, can I, if I try to hit the leader, will the wolf get an attack of opportunity? So I should rather hit the wolf just on the nose?
No. If you try to hit the leader, as long as you're just doing this melee attacks, it's not going to make a difference.
Okay, then I'm just gonna hit the leader with my mace, just punch.
Okay. Straightforward punch.
Oh, well.
Falcon punch of the 7 will not get the job done, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a critical fail.
You miss as it, like, you know, the wolf dodges, and the barbarian leader. You can see, by the way, now that he's got what looks like a wolf paw on a necklace around his neck.
I'm gonna get that necklace.
And so
says a voice from down there.
that's mine. Yeah, like exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, that's gonna lead us to Celsig with Dorian on deck. Celsig, there's only one left. That's the good news. Well, I mean, other than the 50 that are on the ridge. There's the good news is that there's only one left down by you. The bad news is that he's over on the other side, and Urash is nowhere to be seen.
You say that like I haven't got a short bow and he's not looking at me.
You speak the truth. Although he's, let's see, 50s. He's, I'd say, about 70 feet. Is that?
That's fine.
Let me just double check. I think I might have to close the distance a little bit.
Nope.
But I'll just confirm. No, it's 80. So he's
80.
in range.
80. Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect. Come on, baby. Let's do what I do best.
Oh! Wow! With the critical hit on the sneak attack.
Nice.
Oh my
Okay,
God, the
so-
rogues.
Nice. Oh man.
So this does.
So he explodes,
Max
right?
damage.
Right, so this
He is
just,
nailed to his wolf.
just for the sake, so just so we can see what. Oh, hang on, I clicked the wrong thing. Right, so it's going to be. Yeah, it's going to be 9.
Well, remember,
Plus-
you're doing max damage here, so whatever.
Yeah. So it's going to be 4 6s plus 9. Let's bring out the calculator.
That's 33.
31.
Yeah, 31.
4
There
6
you go.
plus no,
33.
4 6 plus 9 would be 33. So
33.
okay,
I
so
don't teach math.
your arrow goes like right into his back. Now, as you're sort of striking him, you also happen to hit the wolf. So the wolf kind of rears back. The leader is hit multiple times, and what you see, Greta, as the axe is coming down, all of a sudden he like and pitches forward. At the same time, the wolf pitches back. So the wolf sort of rears backwards, stumbles backwards, the leader flailing, and then falls downwards. And what you see sort of like
great.
blotting out the sky, Urash, is the body of the wolf with the leader falling down. And each and
Did I like wrong you at some point? Did I upset you? Like, I don't know what I did to upset you, but I'm sorry.
oh God! I mean, it's what's called for in the game. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. All right. How much damage do I take from the third
Well, why don't you blame your
barbarian?
highly effective rogue at killing these things? Okay, in all seriousness, you will need to make a dexterity saving throw. It may not hit you at all.
Oh no, in chat.
Maybe it
you
stops
said
the
you wanted
burning.
the necklace.
13.
Yeah, so you managed to dodge out of the way just as this wolf and got like flames go, and you hear this great shout of anger coming from the ridge. And as you're sort of looking up, and everyone is like, "Huh," you hear Celsig from the other side of the men here, someone yelling at you, "Friend, friend." Friend!
The ravens are coming! The ravens are coming!
Yep. Friend! You hear someone yelling at you.
I turn to look.
So, it is indeed, the ravens are indeed coming. And you see that not just one, but several of them, actually, this plus the other barbarian friend guy on his raven are coming. And as they sort of fly in, the barbarian on the back says, "Friend, we take you to safety." And the other one says, "Yes, safety for friends." And they settle down on the edge of the ridge. And at this point, you can see that, heedless of danger, the infuriated wolf barbarians are just falling down the hill, running like top speed, like all trying to get to you at this point. So there's just like 50, this horde of just running towards you. And the barbarians say, "Hurry, friend, hurry!"
Help Urash! I say, he fell down.
Oh, friend! And he jumps off the raven and he reaches down and then he looks at the other barbarian. Rope! And the other barbarian nods and then pulls something out from that's attached to the raven, apparently maybe on a little pack on its back, and then tosses it to you, and it is to him, who then lets it down, and it is indeed a rope, Urash.
Excellent. How much loot time have I had in all of this?
How much what time? Oh, loot time? You've had enough time that you would be able to very quickly go down and just check the bodies. You're not going to have a time to investigate them very quickly, but you can definitely look at them if you wish. I mean, you can get something.
Weapons, accessories, rings, necklaces, pockets, that sort of thing.
Great axes, mostly loincloths and hides and armor of that sort. The great axe is pretty nice weapons, but they're not mastered. They just seem to be well used and well balanced weapons, but they don't seem magical. Although of course you can't be sure. And then the only other thing is that there is the paw around the guy's neck. The other ones seem to have what look like wolf paw tattoos on their arms.
Okay, I'll take the necklace and anything else that may look valuable, to be honest with you. Pouches, purses, that sort of thing.
The only thing you think you see on him really is the paw, is the wolf paw. And you've still got, of course, the whatever thing is that's on your shoulder. And the rope comes down right next to you.
Awesome. I climb the rope as quickly as occasionally possible.
Okay, and this one you don't even have to actually, because he helps pull you up quickly. The horde is now on the ground, and of course the ice storm and so forth have dissipated, so they're just charging towards you. Now that's the good news, is you're now up on this side. The bad news is Greta's still on the other side, and so the other one sort of looks as, hand me rope, and so when you get up on the other side, he tosses the rope across to you, Greta.
Okay, I take the rope and I'm gonna find out what they're gonna do.
Okay. They attach it to the back of their raven. And
oh, no.
So they have everyone get on, and they're all clambering. They're asking everybody to get on.
I tie it around my hip.
Now, Doran, the only problem is that as everyone sort of gathers onto various animals, it doesn't look as if you're going to be able to fit yourself. And Doran is not even here. Doran is not able to fit Raksha and himself on the other side. I kind of wanted him to tell me what that meant, but we will see what happens. When that happens, I will discuss him in just a moment. In the meantime, though, they take off, and they head off in this direction. And as they take off in this direction, heading away, Greta, you were sort of yanked. There, I see him now. You were sort of yanked behind that other raven.
Oh, God.
Doran, are you able to hear again?
I am able to hear again.
Okay, so what I was mentioning was the ravens have landed to get them on. However, you're not going to be able to fit yourself and Raksha, and there is a horde of barbarians charging towards you. I wanted to know what you were going to do.
So, I am going to cast Pass Without Trace, which increases my stealth ridiculously. And it affects anyone that I want within 30 feet of me.
Okay.
Raksha's included. And we are just going to sprint in that southerly direction in the hope that we can sort of disappear as well and outrun the horde.
Okay, so you are going to run away. So you look around to see Doran, who seems to be almost disappeared now, along with Raksha, bolting along as this horde of barbarians heads towards you, running, screaming. Several arrows fly past your head as you're swinging on the end of the rope, Greta, as you are on the way out. And as you, the ravens are flying towards Zephyros' tower, the barbarian in front, who has got you on it, Celsig, sort of laughs and, "Ha! Raven barbarian, always better! Raven tribe better! We and friend! And then he's flying, and then he looks back. Who are you? And that is where we're going to end the session for today.
Yes. We knew it was gonna happen.
Oh my gosh. But you escaped, maybe. from there. You escaped from there.
That was a lot smoother than I thought that would be. Like even with several bodies falling on me.
I was gonna say, I mean, you did get down to 15 out of 75 hit points. Let me tell you. And,
Just because I don't want to ask myself this until the next time we play. Who is holding the rope I'm on?
The rope is attached to the raven, which is which is Celsig's raven. So
Okay, good. I just in case the friend was holding the rope or something.
No, the raven was. You're just sort of swinging back and forth on the rope underneath.
So it's tied to the raven. There's a nice knot and everything. Yes.
Yes, there's a nice knot.
Yeah, wonderful.
And,
yeah, I'm fine.
You know, he's got a nice
For
sharp
better or
sword.
worse in this instance, you are attached to it.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. You're closer to the ground. Exactly. I mean, everyone else is a couple hundred feet up. I mean, you're, only about 150 feet up. So I'm sure everything will be okay.
Better
Come on,
keep flying,
come on.
or there will be fried chicken.
This was a successful
Come on,
altar
you're-
defilement session. I completely agree, Arno.
Your AC's just gone up by 4 points magically. You'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. This is all going to work great. But no, you folks all did very, very well. I think what this ought to prove to everybody is that, thank you for the follow on GOG, Big Jared. I think what this ought to prove to everybody is that level 7 parties definitely can be hard to kill. There was some good stuff that was going on there, and that was a lot of fighting, but in a way, based on the circumstances and how it all kind of broke down, that was the way it worked. And we got some help and some assistance from our very own Fleos, who showed up as a surprise. I'm sorry, Fleos, that we didn't get a chance to do a little bit more RP for you, but it was just the nature of how this all worked, that you've had a couple of combat-heavy sessions you were in on, I'm afraid. So, but I hope that it was enjoyable, and thank you for joining us. And where will the fine folks see you next?
I will be next, I think. Let me think what day is it. Yeah, I'll be next on my channel, twitch.tv/Fleos. Continuing, hopefully getting super close to the end of The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. And then I'll be back on this channel, GOG, on Monday, streaming a game. Surprise game.
Super awesome game.
Yes.
But thanks, dude. I really appreciate it. Thank you for reminding me also that we had you available for this. I think that really helped. And we got a chance to see Doran and Raksha unleashed. And I kind of like the image of you as sort of Aragorn walking towards the orcs in Fellowship of the Ring film, where you're just like, go Frodo, and it's like you versus 40 orcs. But in this case, I like the idea that you're like, yeah, let's get out of here. And he's like, booking it along the corridor. So who knows what will happen? Will Doran disappear again and reappear at other moments? So, but it was a pleasure to have you. Thanks, Fleos, and we will definitely tune into those places. Moving right along, Chai, again, you had like the sort of spells you were laying down. We were like spell, just so they didn't get to you. It definitely was helpful. I mean, it was hugely effective, and they didn't actually get to hit you. So there was always that. How'd you feel about today, and where will the fine folks see you next?
Well, I mean, I basically was like, I have to release, like, I have to go full scorched earth here, or I'm gonna die. So that's why I did everything.
Yep.
And now I'm both exhausted and hurt, which is great.
Yeah. All true. All very true.
Let's see. The next place that I will be will actually be my personal channel. I stream all week. As yet undecided what I will be playing. Probably something from my extensive backlog, but that will be tomorrow. And the next time I stream on GOG will be on Monday. I'll be probably continuing Divinity Original Sin 2, as some people might relate to.
Yeah, who does that these days? Who plays Divinity Original Sin 2 these days? But that was awesome. Thank you, Chai. Always a pleasure. And I look forward to seeing if you can escape this little tricky situation you're in, how they react to you once you get this relic, such as it is, if this is going to be the relic that you needed. We shall see. Moving right on up the line, of course, we have got Screaming Joypad, who had, I would say that Urash had a very eventful day. I think that's fair to say. There was a lot of digging, and a lot of things falling on top of you. It was definitely...
This is very true. This is very true.
How'd you feel about it?
Yeah, I don't think brilliant, to be honest with you. Like it was a very unique fight situation for Urash. He didn't even draw his blade once and didn't get into an actual fight. But the party were absolutely fine without him, and he did what he did essentially, and that's exactly, I think, what we needed him to do. I'm interested to know what on earth we've actually uncovered, other than a giant stone rubber ring. So I'm interested to know what we've actually uncovered. But yeah, super excited for the next stream. Just want to thank everyone for being awesome.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike. Always a pleasure. You should follow Screaming Joypad on Twitter, which is actually you've redone now, right? Like your Twitter handle is.
Yeah. So my Twitter handle is MikeSmith_SH to fit with my professional brand more. So my personal website is MikeSmith.sh. So that's where I do all my consultancy stuff.
Very cool stuff. Thank you, Mike. Always a pleasure, and I'm glad that we were. I'm very glad to be able to continue to play with you in these, and I look forward to next session already. It'll be good times. Moving right along, I would say, Dark Saber, that you also had some very, very eventful circumstances, most of which involved things being thrown down at your companions because of various hits and things that were placed in, and of course the ridiculous sneak damage. But I'm used to that. Like you get a rogue at a certain level, I'm just like, yeah, you keep rolling damage. Yeah, 700 damage. I know, 800 damage. So I'm used to it. But how'd you feel about today, and where will the fine folks see you next?
It was a lot of fun. It was great to have Fleos with us again, bringing Dora into the party. Always good to have him. And yeah, it was absolutely hilarious just dropping things on Urash for the entire fight. Just a mental image of like he's just getting one body off him, and it's just like, oh come on!
Just picks up the body, and like the arrow goes into that, and you know.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how I get out of this, the inevitable situation I was going to end up in at some point when the charm wore off. I'll have to see what I can do to get myself out of this one. But I'll be back streaming here on GOG tomorrow, and I'm going to probably be carrying on with Dead Cells because I had a wonderful time with that last week, and I'd love to play some more of it. And I'll be back on my own channel on Thursday with Red Dead Redemption 2. Of course, there's still lots of animals to hunt. The West isn't extinct yet.
More, we need to eliminate more of the ecological situation over there.
Yes.
But always a pleasure, Dark Saber. Thank you very much. Good times. And Pyron, after once you were able to join us, it was there was an eventful stuff. It was fine. It was an eventful stuff going on with Greta on that island with the altar. And I was the moment where he starts backing up, and you're like, oh. that was kind of an interesting. I was like, I wonder how she'll handle this when he gets over there. But honestly, you had a ton of stuff that was enormously important too, spell wise. A lot of the stuff that you did in combination with River really helped. Like my whole Apocalypse Now theory of barbarians sledding down the hills was a little bit broken by the have a sleet storm, have a firewall, have an ice storm, have a like by the time they got to you, it's amazing they had anything left. But how'd you feel about today, and where will the folks see you next?
Again, apologies for being too late. This usually doesn't happen to me. It just, yeah.
You're on holiday. We get it.
And I enjoyed this immensely today, and I think it was good for Greta to see some action and put, set some things on fire and everything. That's just good for her soul.
Yeah.
And I didn't know when you will see me again. I'm still on my first week of a 2-week vacation, so we'll see.
Exactly. She's like all secretive and stealthy, like I'll appear here or nowhere. But thank you very much. And again, I want to publicly thank Pyron, because you were not here when I originally did this, but Pyron was part of the streamathon that I did on my channel on Friday to benefit my Icarus Jelena Kickstarter, which, as I said, did fund. We are now, the backer kit is open, so we're taking pre-orders on it now, and it funded. And Pyron was, seriously, like, no joke, Pyron did a wonderful job with her characters, and specifically when she was playing with us in this Tales from the Loop, like this alternative 80s thing, she had a really, really cool character that she did, so it was a lot of fun.
Just shut up, Steve.
Yeah, she did. What? Yeah, no, go to hell. I played this like jock guy who secretly loves D&D and doesn't like to tell anyone. Anyway, it was really awesome, and so it was great, and I'm very, very thankful to her because it was ungodly hour late, and she was sick and everything. So thank you again, Pyron, publicly. Couldn't be happier to have her as a friend, and of course as the stream team leader. And I love this group. I've always loved this group, playing with them. I love this campaign, and they just are great players that make it a lot of fun. And I really love the sort of good spirit. I always come away with a smile on my face, and that's one of the reasons that we play these games, people. So I want to thank again Fleos for reminding me and for joining us. Fleos, we will catch you down the line. Thank you as always to my regulars, so to speak, and you're always welcome, Fleos, by the way. And again, thanks to my regulars. Thank you to Tasty Chai, to Screaming Joypad / Mike Smith. Thank you to Darksaber2K, and of course Pyron Jade. And I'm going to let these wonderful folks go. Bye, everyone. Shaq, we get some love for our players. Bye. All right, that is going to do it for them. And it is going to do it for us and for another week of Pen and Pixels. This was great, folks. I had a really good day of D&D today, and I've got some other things I have to catch up on, including videos that I have to upload that I have not yet done. I will be doing that today and tonight because I got behind when I was away on my trip. So that means that there's going to be stuff that I will be putting up there from Pen and Pixels as well, which I'm going to be doing. So if you've been looking back and you're like, what about previous VODs on ours YouTube channel? They're coming. They are on the way. They will be there within the next couple of days. They should be up there and I'll be all caught up. As for me, I am going to be done now here until Friday. I am going to be back on Friday on my own channel with Masters of the Dungeon at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you want to hear about DM Roundtable, where I discuss things with Little Red Dot and with the digital DM, Dave. The digital DM was a very experienced DM. The three of us will all talk about dungeon mastering and game mastering and stuff, and answer questions from chat and so forth. So we'll be doing that on Friday, and then I'll be playing some more Deus Ex Human Revolution. And then Saturday I will be on my channel playing in my so-called flagship campaign because it's been running the longest, and that is D&D with Infinity and Beyond Curse of Strahd, and I got some surprises coming that way too. So if you are interested in D&D and you like this and you want to see more, then definitely check out more by checking out that channel. As for GOG, I will be back here next Tuesday with more Pen and Pixels and Pathfinder Kingmaker. And the Crocs will be joining you tomorrow morning with afternoon with some awesome new game that he is going to be playing. But that is going to do it for GOG for tonight. I want to thank everyone who made this an awesome stream today. Thank you all, lovely people. Thank you to the community. Thank you to everyone who is watching us and following us. And I will catch all you lovely people either on my channel on Friday or right back here Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern for Pen and Pixels episode. That time will be episode 185. Thanks so much. Thanks for the subs and follows as well on my channel and elsewhere. And I will catch all of you lovely people. Hey, Kilgore, what's up, man? Thanks, dude. I'll see all of you lovely people as well. Until then, everyone be good to each other and have a good one.